There we go. Cool. So what's going on, you guys? I know some of you might not know me because I know some of you came from Adam's group. So my name is Lloyd. We're going to be doing 3 sessions this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so today we're going to be talking about how to meet a woman through online dating. And that's going to be the first way that we're going to be able to meet women. So my goal for you is by the end of these 3 days is you've met 3 quality women. Okay, and you can use a variety of methods. Obviously, it's the weekend, but obviously, too, it's a different time than it usually is. So we've changed things up a little bit to accommodate that. And so basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the first way to meet a woman, a high-quality woman, and that's with online dating. There's a lot of women that are on online dating. A lot more women use it. They use it in different ways than men do. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to introduce and talk a little bit about myself. Adam's going to talk about himself too. I know some of you came from my channel, so a lot of you don't know him. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to cover those things first, kind of the agenda about what we're going to talk about, and then we'll go into the actual content. So I'm super excited to be sharing this with you guys because, typically for me, if you're going to work with me and get the amount of sessions that we're going to be covering today, typically it's around $3,000. But we're giving it away for $33 this time because we know that the times of COVID and you guys are coming out of a shelter in place type thing. We want to make sure that you guys are prepared for the coming season. And really my goal for this whole year is not so much about the money, but I'm really looking for, I think beginning of the year, I was saying 50 guys. I wanted 50 guys throughout the year that after they came through one of my programs was able to, get the dating life that they wanted, have options with women, making sure that they were dating high quality women as well too. And I wanted 50 really awesome testimonials. And so far I've gotten around 15 of them, 15 to 20 of them. So I'm looking for 30 more. And so my main priority is to get those written testimonials at the end. I'm not so concerned about the money so much, but what I am concerned is making sure that I get those written testimonials. Because in the long run, that's going to help me business-wise. That's going to help me career-wise as well too. And, that's why I got into this in the first place, is to make sure that I'm helping guys out and make sure that they're achieving their dreams with women and don't have to go through so much suffering as I went through when I was coming up in this. Okay, cool. So like I said, we're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. You guys are going to be getting a lot out of this. So what I'd like to do right now is introduce Adam Lyons for the guys who don't know who he is. So Adam and I are business partners now, and I've actually known about Adam for a long time. I've known about him for a lot longer than he's known me. He was a guy who I've seen, I think, ever since. When did you first come to the scene, Adam? I've known since,
I first came to the scene in 2006.
2000. I think I found out about you in 2008. I think that
sounds about right. That's early. If you found about me in 2008, that was the first year I got voted #1 in the world.
It was right after that.
Yeah,
it was right after.
That was right at the very beginning. Yeah, it's been a wild journey. I can't lie. It's been an absolutely wild journey. Yeah, so for those of you guys, obviously, some of you guys know me because you came from my sort of social media. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name's Adam Lyons. A lot of people know me as AFC Adam. I was the featured expert in the Rules of Seduction documentary. I've been featured in Canal Plus, French documentary. Basically, any media outlet in the late 2000s, like 2006, 2007, that was trying to disprove dating or pickup or any of those kind of things, they brought me on, and I proved it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm one of the only people in the world that will, on camera, on demand, approach someone and succeed 100% of the time. And that's tough. When, it's hard enough to go and meet somebody in a bar. It's hard enough to go and meet someone, one of your friends who's like, yo, I dare you to go and pick up that chick. When someone sticks a camera in your face and they want you to fail, right? They got this video camera and they're like, yo, go and pick up that girl, that one. In fact, if you look, the Rules of Seduction, that's tough. They're holding the video camera. The guy literally was like her. And if you don't approach, that's a failure. And they're like, look, Adam got scared. He couldn't fucking approach. So a few things about me. People don't get this from seeing my online persona. I grew up in a really rough neighborhood. I cuss a lot. When you get to know me, I have a lot harsher personality than people see on camera. And that's because, honestly, guys, you got to be real if you want to get laid. I'm just going to say it. You got to be real. I tested everybody's theories. I tested everybody's stuff. At this point, a lot of the biggest dating coaches in the world have been students of mine. Luke from RSD is one of my past students. Matthew Hussey became a famous female dating coach, one of my past students. Nick Savoy, founder of Love Systems, became one of my students. These are all people that have hired me to learn dating from my methods. How good am I? I'm the only dating coach that I know of that has publicly been put in, the Steve Harvey show, the Today Show, as living with 2 girlfriends. So that's a key thing. Someone said, who's numero uno now? Jordan Harbinger is a close friend of mine. Actually, Jordan's great. And I think both me and Jordan would tell you that if it came down to it, if it was me and him, I would win. And Jordan would say that himself. In fact, Jordan refers all his dating clients to me at this point.
Yeah, Jordan Harbinger is from Art of Charm, right?
He used to be. He founded the Art of Charm. He split from the Art of Charm. He now runs the Jordan Harbinger show. He's actually one of my best friends. Like I spent some time living with him. Yeah, he's literally one of my best friends in the world. And Jordan sends me all his dating clients at this point. Number 1 in the world, they stopped ranking. And that's because the whole seduction industry changed from being a community to an industry. And when it changed to an industry, everybody that was doing the ranking had a financial reason to make somebody else number 1. And the minute that happened, people stopped doing the rankings. There's no impartial who's number 1. Everybody's got a vested interest in who's number 1. And at this point, what's the challenge? Like, how do you grade it? Like, we all get, like back in the day when we were all nerds, we would go to a bar and bet money on who could pick up the hottest chick in the bar. And we'd get our students to pick the girl and then we'd all fight over her. It was stupid shit like that you used to do. It sounds cool when you're in your 20s, but now I'm 40. It's not as fun. So the pickup world, became the dating world, the seduction world. Ultimately, it comes down to this. One of my girlfriends said one of the best phrases ever, which is, you can say whatever you like about pickup artists, seducers, men who have studied dating. She goes, but the ones that are good, they're all really nice. And she's like, you can't say that about a lot of other men. She's like, they're actually great people. They're fun. They're interesting. She's like, you never have a boring date, and this was, a girl that I was dating, just as we were separating. She was like, I got to say this. She's like, you guys don't deserve what you get in the media because you're amazing people. The reality is there is a small group of guys out there, a very small group, who are vocal and terrible with women and pretend like they're good. And unfortunately, they shout the loudest because to them, winning, yeah, exactly. To them, winning and being, seen as the best is more important. I remember back in the day when there were all these online wars where people were screaming at each other. And I would lie there in bed having a threesome and I'd look through the forum and I'd just be laughing. And my friend's like, why don't you say something? And I'd look at her and be like, because I'm lying in bed with 2 women. I don't have time to have this argument. I'm going to have sex again. And that was, how it was. Guys, the reality is we're in a very unique world right now, right? Let's look at what's stacked against you right now. For everyone that's here, how many of you guys are there? There's 49 people. So first of all, you need to know that 100 people signed up and only 49 of you showed up. That tells you what you're up against. If you're worried about the competition of other men out there, good-looking, rich, built, muscle guys, just remember that 50% of the people that paid for this, gave us money, didn't show up. Most guys just don't even care. They pretend to care. They think they care, right? I love Steve's they're losers. Dude, I don't disagree with you. Anyone who pays money and doesn't show up, just don't pay. I don't know. I feel bad for him. Right? Lazy. Exactly. This is ultimately it comes down to, but let's look what's stacked against you right now. You got the Me Too movement stacked against you. That's not because you're bad guys or there's anything wrong inherently with being male, but that's stacked against you. You're going to be penalized for that. People are going to hold that against you. You got other guys out there that can now be more manipulative than ever by pretending they're not manipulative. I'm so tired of the amount of white knight guys that I see that honey, I would never do that for you. I would always stayed up past my bedtime. Hell yeah, Taj. Good for you, man. Yeah, they're like, I would always treat you well. I can't believe that. And then they get pissed off. One of my very good girlfriends in the UK, she got, a guy tried to do an attempted rape and he was a white knight. He was pro-feminist, liberal loving, never do anything wrong. She trusted him 100%. She got changed in her bedroom. He came on to her. She said no. And then he tried to rape her. She'd done Taekwondo. She's a black belt in Taekwondo and she couldn't beat him off, even though he was a skinny little white guy. And she's like, she was shocked. She's like, I couldn't beat him off because he was just so angry and aggressive. I would never, I have no need to. I have too much sex in my world. Why would I ever force or manipulate a woman into anything other than please go home, I'm tired, right? This is the only thing. That's the only thing. So guys, this is like, I'm sorry, Lloyd, I'm like talking a lot, but the thing that like the reason I'm inspired to do this, guys, and the reason I really want to share this with you is it's real. And I thought it was bullshit when I first signed up. I signed up to my very first boot camp. I paid thousands of pounds in an envelope to a dude in the basement of a dodgy Chinese restaurant in Chinatown in London. And then he handed me a post-it note with an address and was like, be here at 9. You know, and I was like, what the fuck? I've just got scammed. I'm never seeing this guy again. He's going to walk around my thousands of pounds and I'm done. It looks like a scam. Look, I've got an advert running right now where we give away a free guide on how to do dating. And it's packed with guys going, this is a scam. This is a scam. Like, what part of a free thing is a scam, bro? Like, do you even know what a scam is? No. Like, the truth is, yes, just like everyone, this is our job. We want to get paid for doing our job, right? That's ultimately what it comes down to. You're not trying to scam anyone. If you scam people, you get screwed over. The thing that keeps us going is we get paid to do it and we change people's lives. You know, wedding invitations, like people saying to me, dude, I had a message from a guy that said I was going to kill myself because I thought no one ever loved me. And now here I am living with the girl of my dreams. Guys, I was there. I don't know about you guys. Lloyd, I don't know how bad it got for you. I was going to kill myself. I remember when I was going in for it, I'll share some with you guys I've never shared before. I literally worked out how I was going to kill myself. I was going to turn on, I had a Vespa. Don't judge me. That's how bad my life was. I was going to turn on my Vespa and I was going to kill myself with carbon monoxide poisoning in my garage. That was already planned. It wasn't even my garage. I was living in a basement. It was somebody else's. But I'd worked out I could seal it myself in. And I was just going to sit in a fucking toilet cubicle. And I was going to take a pipe, plug it from my Vespa into the toilet cubicle and kill myself. I'd already decided that's how I was going to do it. I thought it out. I went out infield that night and I was like, if I don't pick up a chick, I'm going to kill myself. And I picked somebody up. And then the next night I was like, you know what? It was luck. I'm going to kill myself tonight, but I'll go infield anyway one more time. For the first couple of weeks, that's how I was doing it. And that's so fucking sad to admit. But guys, that's where I was. I was done. I was over it. And then night after night after night, I was picking up chicks one after the other. And maybe it's because I was that motivated. I didn't want to die. I don't know. But like, I got good. I got real good. To me, at this point, I can predict what's going to happen in someone's dating life way before it happens. My favorite party trick, actually, Lloyd, you have to, next time we hang out, you got to get me to do this. Go to a bar. I got to have a few drinks to do it, but I can start telling you what people are going to do 3 seconds before they do it from a body language read. It's hysterical. I'll be like, the dude on the left is going to take 1 step to the left, raise his right arm up and touch the girl on the middle back. And then he'll do it. It's like magic to watch. And it's just, I've seen the pattern so often. I can see subtle body shifts, like when someone shifts their weight. And it's so stupid, but I'll give you guys an example of like how nuts I am. If somebody shifts their body weight to the left, I know they're going to raise out their right arm because it balances the body. If they just stayed to the left, they'd fall over and it's uncomfortable. So I know that body lean increases a right hand touch and I know he's going for it. It's like stupid shit like that you'd never teach that stuff. There's no point. So I love what you guys are saying here. So I'm going to read some stuff off here. Robert Morales is going through a breakup. He's had those low moments. It sucks, bro. It sucks. But like, we can get you over that stuff. If you really want to get over it, like I'll tell you right now, the quick thing, just really fast, make a list of everything your girl said you're not allowed to do that you really wanted to do. Start working through that list. By the time you get about 4 items in, you don't care about her anymore. Because you're like, yeah, fuck, this bitch used to hold me back. So it helps so much. Yeah. Richard, nothing I've ever learned and applied has worked for picking up a female. I've been single for 5 years and I've been on a date with someone who wasn't my wife since 1986. Okay, Richard, so here's the thing. I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm guessing all the things you've learned is free online stuff. The real stuff just works, like straight up. It's not even a question. It just legitimately works because it's science. Vincent, it's a lot more fun to have mutual interest in a relationship, a lot less work to do. Absolutely. This is the whole point of Lloyd's training this weekend. It's about finding quality people. That's what it's about. It's about finding people you actually care about. Okay. Vincent says, I struggle. I watched your video on defeating a negative inner voice. I still struggle to defeat my subconscious negativity when I get isolated. Yeah. So you're the same as me, Vincent. So that's why I try not to be isolated, because I know that negative voice kicks in. And what happens after a while, when you get used to being around people, that goes away. Steve, I'm just bad luck and I have a morbid fear of rejection. No. Okay, Steve, first of all, there's no such thing as bad luck. Like, it just doesn't exist. There's a really good book about this that proves that luck doesn't exist. I don't want to bore you guys with it now, but if you want to discuss it, I can prove to you that luck doesn't exist. And then the morbid fear of rejection, dude, you need a high value mind. This is something Lloyd's going to talk about later on in the weekend, right,
Absolutely.
Lloyd? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So having a high value mind, you actually just don't get rejected. You don't get approach anxiety. It just goes away. He can explain later. Strength and belief in myself. If someone sometimes occur as creepy, that's the high value mind thing again, guys. Guys, if I could give you one lesson this weekend, it's develop a high value mind. It's a very powerful skill set. Like, a lot of guys talk about being high value, like have high value status. Like if you're in a bar and everyone thinks you're cool, that's actually not it. I meet loads of guys that are fucking musicians who have no status whatsoever. Like they're like shitty little rappers that no one cares about, but their mind is killer. I got a guy who's a poet and he's amazing. I had a friend of mine works as a banker and he has threesomes all the time. He doesn't make lots of money. He's like a teller, but his mind is magic. Mindset is everything, or it's not just the mindset. It's not like I'm going to be like this. It's actually just the way you think. It's shifting the way you think.
Yeah. I remember one time there's a couple girls that I was hooking up with about years ago when I had no money, and they were all sleeping. Well, they used to be sleeping with like really rich guys all the time, and they would always come back to me, and I never understood it. And it's because the rich guys sucked. Like they weren't any good. They didn't have that mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. Okay, Rahul, no one cares what I have to say. Actually, okay, so here's the thing. No one cares what any other human has to say. No one. Everyone cares what they say. The key to good conversation is learning to talk about what the other person cares about. That's the art. When you talk about what they care about, they reciprocate and start talking about what you care about. There's the art to it. Steve Hinckley, there we are. It's not bad luck, a perfection complex. Perfect. And a relationship doesn't exist in perfection. Because if you hold yourself to perfection, guess what standard she has to hold herself to? Perfection. And she won't. She's never going to hold herself to perfection. She would, like, it's like, guys, I'll tell you my top tip before we get into it. I'll give you like a high value mind thing, right? When you see a woman and you're like, wow, you're beautiful. Like, you know, that whole put them on a pedestal thing. Let me tell you why that actually destroys, why it doesn't work. It doesn't work because she knows that image you're looking took hours to create. When she wakes up in the morning and her acne is out and her eyes swelled up because she's allergic to pillows, like the feathers in pillows, and like her hair is all fucked up and like she's got bad breath, that's the woman she knows she actually is. When you treat her like she's on a pedestal, she likes that. So you never get to fuck her because she needs you to believe that she's perfect. And she'll collect as many men as possible that think she's perfect because it makes her feel good about herself. And they're all the people that surround her. They never get to fuck her. The girls that go with me, like for example, like my girlfriend right now, she just finished pregnancy, right? Like she just completely finished her pregnancy. Did you know if you exercise too soon after pregnancy, you pee yourself whether you want to or not? You know how unattractive that makes a woman feel? The first time it happened, she started working out a week too early. She peed herself by accident. Not a lot, just a little bit. She freaked out. Full on, oh my God, I'm a disgusting human being. I just pick her up and hug her and go, I fucking love you. It's kind of kinky if you ask me. And she's like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm just saying, I don't care. I love you for who you are. I don't care. Like, aren't we going to be together forever? When I shit myself and I need diapers, you going to break up with me then? Hell no. So shut the fuck up, woman. You're great. You're beautiful. I love it. Like, I've come down on you after you peed one time. Like, may or may not have smoked before. Don't care. Love you. That's how you do this. When I said to you guys about being real, that's what I'm talking about. You won't see people on YouTube talking about this because a bunch of people are going to comment, man, that's disgusting. Adam likes pee. I don't fucking like pee, but I like my girlfriend. I'm going to make her feel good. Yeah. So there's a lot you guys are going to learn this weekend, a lot. And what I love about every single one of you that's come here, I just want to take a minute. I'm seeing a lot of you guys saying you're staying up late. You guys are amazing. Like, let me just tell you something very real right now. I bet none of you have heard half the shit that I'm saying today. And that's because you guys crossed what we call the dollar barrier. You spent money. When someone spends money, we know they're serious. You know, the shit we put on YouTube, we have to filter for the 14-year-old kids that are going to watch it and aren't going to do anything, right? And we don't want to sign them up anyway because they're 14. The guys that take action, the guys that spend not even a lot of money. It's not about the money, but you care. You're here because you want to learn. You're staying up late. You guys are real people and you really want to get good at this. And I want to help you. Yeah. And so it's me and Lloyd. Like me, look, guys, for those of you guys that have known me a long time, you'll know that I don't often talk highly of anyone. Lloyd's the real deal, man. And there's not many. I've had countless dating coaches come up to me and be like, hey, would you work with me? I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. You're full of shit. I say it nicely. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not really looking for a dating coach at this point. Lloyd's the real deal. It's the first time you see me come out of videos talking about how great somebody is. Yeah, the guy's great. And that's why, that's why I'm helping him out with this. I'm going to be turning up all over the weekend and helping out. Steve, I don't want a 14-year-old kid. I like them younger, but not that young. Yeah, and these are dudes, 14-year-old dude kids. Like, it's not, no one wants that. Had a birthday dinner scheduled for there, rescheduled it. So here's the thing, guys. This is the reality. You guys are going to learn a lot this weekend. Lloyd is incredible. He's a smart guy. He understands what he's doing. He's doing a lot of dating at this point. He's teaching a lot of people. Lloyd, literally, like, if you paid him, you'd be paying him $500 per hour for his time. Like, that's what he should be getting paid. Even with all of you guys and all the money you paid combined, Lloyd ain't getting paid what he's supposed to be getting paid, right? So I'm just letting you guys know you're in for a bargain. You got a great deal. You're in the right place. Lloyd's going to over-deliver. I'm teaching a little bit today. I'm going to teach a little bit on Saturday. I'm going to teach a little bit on Sunday as well. We're going to make sure we go through your questions, answer every question. You guys post your questions in the chat. We're going to go through them. And the goal is for you guys to take action. So I need a promise from you guys in the chat right now. When we say something, you're going to do it. You're going to be scared. You're going to be nervous. You're not going to want to do it. You got to do it, guys. Because the people that do it are going to get the results. If you don't do it, you won't get the results, right? Like, even if you think I used to say this in my boot camps all the time, Lloyd. Even if you think your success rate is 0.01%, it's better than not doing it because that's zero. Yeah, so you got to do it. Taking action is hugely, hugely critical, guys. It's so important, okay? So there's an image that I take for photos for online dating. And I'm going to let Lloyd take over some of the training in a minute. But Lloyd, if you're okay, I'd like to talk about my photograph technique. Yeah.
Love to hear it.
So I wonder if I can just pull it up on my phone and show it to the camera. And just at this point, I'm just curious if my phone will let me do it. Let me see if I can do it. Does this work? Can you guys? Oh, here we go. Okay, that kind of works. All right. So the picture on the left, that picture is taken 40 seconds apart. One of them got me laid many, many times with lots of women. The other one didn't. You guys tell which is which. So I'm standing so Steve says, I told you about it with Jared. Exactly. This image is exactly the one that I was teaching with Jared earlier. The one on the right is the winner. The difference is very simple. I'm literally standing. So I'm going to show you guys my room because it helps. There's a screen door in my room. There we go. So that screen door there in the corner, I literally stand facing the screen door. The way the light shines through that window creates the perfect look for an online dating profile picture. So in your house, there'll be a window somewhere. I assume you guys all have windows. And that window, when you stand in front of it, the sunlight coming through the window looks great. If you've got a gray day, it's actually better. It creates a better type of lighting. It's a diffused lighting, and it's even better. So anyone that's like, there's no sun outside, that's fine. A gray day is better. We just need the light. So that's how I take my pictures. I would take them in different parts of the house. One of the biggest ones is about how you position your head. I see this all the time. Guys take pictures. They do this. I used to do it all the time. My early pictures of dating. It's like someone sticks a camera and you're like, hey, I don't know why people do it. Just do the opposite. So I'm going to show you guys. I didn't teach this on Jared's, but I just want to show you. Imagine there's a string pulling your head towards the camera from your forehead, and just pop your head forward. And so you pop your head forward, look in the camera, and do a slight head tilt. Most guys like go straight on. Just tilt your head slightly and smile. And that's the picture. And then I'm going to tell you my number one trick, my absolute, everyone that's on Zoom, you guys can practice this right now. So I'm going to pick on Danny Hackinson. I'm picking on you, Danny. So another classic mistake that people make is you're standing behind a wall. People do this all the time. So Andrew, you're great. You got a big open space behind you. Gio, you got a wall behind you. When you guys take the picture, have a space behind you. Okay. So that would be my tip. That's why I like standing in front of a window, because you have the whole room behind you. So if I look at Andrew again, Andrew's face is to the side of the window. If he looked directly at the window with a camera, that would be a great shot of you, dude. And also, like, with love, you're a dark-skinned guy. You need the light to actually show off like all those contours, because that's really fucking attractive. But you got to get that light right, otherwise you'll just vanish. You know what I mean? So it's super important piece that you gotta work with that. Remember to smile in those pictures. And then I'm gonna tell you guys, this is my number one fucking trick. No one knows this. There is an app called Enlight Quick Shot. So this is it's about to show you my screen again. So Enlight Quick Shot Yeah. So if you look for it, it's on it's on the iPhone store. I'm sure there's a Google one. ENLIGHT Quick Shot. Enlight Quick Shot is basically a simple Photoshop app, and it's easy. Anyone can do it, and it has a mode called Portrait Mode. And if you click on Portrait Mode, it just improves the picture, cleans up your skin, makes your eyes pop. The whole thing just looks great. You can learn how to use it a bit better if you care about the little details. Every woman on every dating app ever is using photo apps to edit their pictures. If you do not edit your pictures, you're not playing in the same game they are. So you got to do it. There's another app called Face App, Face App and Facetune. Facetune 2. These are the 3 apps. Between the 3 of them, I edit every single picture I ever take and put them up online. Every single one. To the point that my girlfriend, like my primary girlfriend, I've got 4 girlfriends right now. I had 5. I just broke up with somebody a couple of weeks ago. So I'm at 4 girlfriends right now. I like telling people when I teach, they can see the numbers change. So, it's actual real people. If you care why I broke up with her, she boycotted Starbucks. That's cause for the end of the relationship as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, she was like, I don't like Starbucks. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. There were other reasons. So the long and short of it is women edit their photos. Guys, edit your photos. Just simple little things like adding a little bit of lighting, retouching an image here. It just gives it that professional look. In Light Quick Shot Geo, that is exactly it. Taha says they use Facetune sometimes. Absolutely great. This is being recorded. So BT Murray is saying that you try to beat the next pandemic. It sucks to be alone. It absolutely does suck to be alone. Like all my students during the pandemic, like my current students, all grabbed a quarantine girlfriend and hook up with them. And they had somebody move in with them. That's like the number one thing my top students were doing. Like my high level students, that's what they all did. So they got a quarantine girlfriend.
I did a couple of those too.
Yeah, right. You got to do it. You got to do it. Kieran says, what do you wear and hairstyle in your photo? Guys, I found one hairstyle that worked. If you look back, you'll see I've pretty much had the same hairstyle forever. That's because I actually have terrible hair. You wouldn't think it, but I have 2 cowslicks and I have a double crown. And it means that my hair won't do anything. I can't swoop it. I can't have it long. I can't do anything. And so long story short, I hired an expert to work out the correct hairstyle for me. And I've just stuck with that hairstyle ever since. Noel says, I've often heard no selfies. Yes, I do selfies standing in front of the window when I get laid. Guys, I want to give you like a top tip. Things you've heard, just stop hearing them. And I mean this with love. Most of the guys that teach this shit are fake. I know this because they hire me. Let me tell you a story. You guys ever heard of a guy called Dan Bilzerian? You guys all heard of him?
I think everyone's heard of him here.
I get a phone call from a friend of mine one day. And he says, yo, he's a dating coach. And he goes, I just got hired by Dan Bilzerian to teach him how to pick up chicks and have them come and hang out with him on this boat. This is before he was big. And he goes, can I hire you to teach me how to teach Dan Bilzerian? So I taught the guy that taught Dan Bilzerian how to do it for a very big fat check. And at this point in my life, that's how I am. The top dating coaches hire me when they want advice. Like, and that's why, and I don't brag. I don't say who the name is. So they keep doing it. I'm like a white label dating coach and I charge a fat fee for that. The guy paid $80,000, $80,000. So he could charge, I'm sure Dan paid him more, but like, I wasn't going to undercut the guy and bypass him, So Vindy, I will not say the name. I'm sorry, but I am going to say that somebody paid me a lot of money to teach them how to teach Dan Bilzerian how to pick up chicks. Yes, that is the same guy that threw a porn star off of a roof into a pool. Not what I taught him to do, just for the record. So this is what I'm saying. Like, guys, this stuff's real. It works. The only stuff you're going to be learning this weekend is stuff that actually works. And that is exactly what Lloyd is here to do with you guys. So I've only got so much time, and then I'm going to dive off. Lloyd, if you're okay with it, I'll whiz through the first questions. And then I'll hand
go ahead.
over for you to
I want them to kind of hear. Yeah, if you guys want to hear from Adam's perspective, dude, just let it rip right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to whiz through every question that you guys have. I'm going to answer every single one. I'm going to do it quick, fast. You guys get a recording of it. I speak real quick. I'm going to answer everything as much as I can. Okay, so here we go. Let's answer every single question. Okay, Robert Morales, I already gave your answer about going through a breakup. Make a list of all of the things that you were told you're not allowed to do because of her, and then start doing them. She said no threesomes, put threesome on your list. everything she said no to becomes an action item. As you get through 3, 4, 5 of these things, you'll be like, why did I date that woman?
Yeah, and for
Um,
extra, you can put it on your phone too, and every time you think about her, just take a quick glance.
Yeah, that's really strong. And actually change their name in your phone. The first thing I do is change my name to like Psycho Bitch or something. So every time they message me, I'm like, oh my God, I remember. So Richard says, nothing I've ever worked has been working. Single for 5 years. Richard, you're probably going to be better off making female friends first. I know it sounds weird, but not just one. I would get a group of like 3, 4, 5 female friends, because what happens is if you haven't dated someone for a long time, like basically you haven't been single since 1996, except for the last 5 years where you've been single but not interacting with women. So you've actually been out of touch with women since 1996. That's a huge leap to not understand what they care about and what they think about. In 1996, no one was really on cell phones. Now they have emoji conversations. Like, make female friends and listen to them and learn how they talk. It will help you. It will speed up the process. Or you can pay me $25,000 and I'll break it down for you. Or just make female friends and listen to them. It will make a big fucking difference. And it removes a lot of the pressure. And you'll probably find out if you do that, one of them will try and sleep with you anyway. Okay. Alex says, I've never had a girlfriend. I'm 19. I was 19 when I got my first girlfriend as well, Alex, just for the record. And now look at me. So if you want to get over it this weekend, work with Lloyd, meet 3 women this weekend, go on a date with them. Vincent, watch your video on defeating the negative inner voice. Struggle when I get isolated. Again, try not to stay isolated. It's a weird tip. It's like my favorite. Just really try that. And also try doing positive voices as well. Something that works really well for me. If you guys haven't done this, by the way, it's great. Write on Post-it notes and stick them all over the house for things you want to think in certain areas. So for example, if you know you eat bad food in the fridge, put a Post-it note that's like, yo, dude, you can absolutely eat bad food if you want, but you got to eat a steak before you do it. The steaks are in the bottom of the fridge. And when you read that, you read it with your inner voice and you're like, you hear it and you start hearing it. Or like in a mirror in the morning, you're awesome. You can achieve anything. You see it and you read it and now you believe it. How do I strengthen my belief in myself if I occur as creepy? So creepy is normally that you're talking to somebody when they don't want to be spoken to, or talking about something they don't want to talk about. If you find topics they care about, you don't come across as creepy. So that's a great way to make sure you don't come across as creepy. Strengthen belief in yourself. Again, put the Post-it notes around the room. That can really help. But one of the biggest ones is just experience, like working with somebody like Lloyd or myself and actually putting that time in. It makes a big difference. Okay, Rahul, I try and do online dating apps, but I never get any matches. I almost guarantee you it's to do with your pictures and your profile. That's what you're going to be working on tonight with Lloyd. Yep. Kieran, mindset's everything. Yeah, but it's the high value mind, guys. Guys, I want you guys to write this down. Take your pen and paper and just write, I need a high value mind, because that's the key. My mind is high value because, I mean, literally, I teach dating, but nowadays I do a lot more business consultancy. I help businesses grow. And I literally have people every day being like, I wish I could borrow your brain. Like, the way your brain thinks is magical. And that's what you want. Develop that high value mind, the mind that people want. Philippe, when you practice, how do you stay in the moment and at the same time remember what to do? Because in the end, I never remember. So this was one of the hardest lessons for me to learn how to teach, but I've worked it out. I know it sounds weird. 1 sentence at a time. So when I go and practice, like on Monday, it's only 1 opening line. I use the same opening line all day. It's weird, right? I'll be like this. This will be me, actually. So I'll go up to someone and be like, let's just say my lines this. I'll be like, hey, do you know where the nearest Starbucks is? Okay, thank you. And then the next girl, hey, do you know where the nearest Starbucks is? Okay, thank you. And then I'll do that for a whole day until I'm bored of saying the same thing over and over and over again. And then I'll think what my second line will be. And I never forget the first line anymore. And then I add the second line and I go from there. By the way, there are so many better lines than Joe than Starbucks is. It's just my default when I can't think of what else to say. So that helps. Danny's listening from Sweden at 1 a.m. Good for you, man. Stay up. Do it. It's only a few hours. It's worth it. Like, it's truly worth this.
It's a Friday night too.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, it's the early night. I think of it as punishment. You're supposed to have your dick inside somebody. If you don't, then your punishment is to stay up late and listen to Lloyd. That's the punishment, guys. I'm sorry. Like, straight after this, the reason I'm only here for an hour is my girlfriend told me that she wants dick tonight. I got to do it. Sorry, guys. That is the reason. I wish I could have a better reason, but that's what it is. She told me she's mad if I don't have sex with her tonight. So, sorry, Lloyd. Okay. Also, this is Lloyd's show. Okay, Vincent says, we're working on creating events and going to high target environments. Amazing. Could you talk about how to respect the social distancing guidelines and still make people feel comfortable? My favorite is consent. I've been teaching consent well before the Me Too movement. I love consent. So I'll go up to people like this. This is my favorite. I'm like, yo, can we elbow each other? And I'm just doing this. Yo, elbow, are you an elbower? Can we elbow? And they'll be like, yeah, I'll elbow. And then I'll go to the elbow. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, honestly, social distancing too, but I totally clean my hands. You a high fiver? And then you just build it up from there. The minute you elbow touch somebody, they're going to be very happy with, especially subtle things like, yeah, I washed my hands. It's going to make them feel much more comfortable with social distance. You got to remember, every woman is lonely right now. Women need touch and attention and quality time much more than men. They're all struggling. Every woman I know is desperate for sex. I've received more nudes than I've ever received in my life. Women are like setting up photo shoots in their rooms and sending them to me because they're like, I miss you, I can't see you. Here's my vagina, right? So it's well worth just, understanding they want to break that down as well, Vincent. They want to talk to you, but you gotta bridge the gap because they're nervous, right? In her world, she doesn't want to upset you any more than she wants to be upset. And you don't want to make her feel bad. The elbow one's killer in social distancing. Hey, do you elbow? And it's the whole thing. It's the point. It's everything. Yeah. And that's, and you just got to think, I got that from germaphobes. I used to date a few germaphobes and they'd be like, I don't want to shake your hand, but I'll touch elbows. So, okay. So yeah, Rahul, no one cares what I have to say. You just got to learn things that you care, that you need to say that people care about. Steve, perfection complex. Yes, that's got to go because otherwise they think they have to be perfect too. Text message and Tinder game is no bueno. I'm not going to tell you that because Lloyd's going to tell you that all evening. Hello, everyone. Okay, Vincent, I get exhausted in social situations. Okay, bro, Vincent, you're like me. I'm an introvert. A lot of people don't think I'm an introvert because they only ever see me in social situations, but I am an introvert. I have to take a break. So I can do about an hour of interaction and then I have to disappear for about 5 or 10 minutes. So I will literally don't tell anyone, but I go to the restroom and I just hang out in the restroom and hide. And that I've been doing that for years. Or I go and get fresh air. If I'm in a bar, I go outside and I say to girls, hey, I'm going to go get some fresh air. You want to come? And it doesn't matter if they come or not. I need to go and recharge. So I just go and hang out on my own. In fact, if you ever see me in a social event, Lloyd, you're going to see Lloyd's coming down to come and hang with me at some point. And Lloyd, when you see me, you'll see I just blank out. All my friends know it. They're like, yeah, Adam's being antisocial again. And I need 15, 20 minutes alone. I just go and hide. So, and I get recharged. 20 minutes alone and I'm good. I can go back out again.
Hey, Adam, I'm going to get a glass of water real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Taj says, I'm deep in the friend zone. How do I get out of this mess? So first of all, if you're truly in the friend zone, the real friend zone, doesn't your friend want to get you laid? So the way I test if I'm in the friend zone is when someone says they're in the friend zone, if they're like, oh, I really like you as a friend. I'm like, great. Hey, listen, I've been single for a long time, especially during quarantine. Do you know someone who's single that wants to hook up with me or hang out? And you'll see quickly whether you're actually in the friend zone or not. I had an ex of mine that lived in LA and she became single again. And she tried to put me in the friend zone. And she's like, hey, look, I really like you, but I don't know if I want to go back out with you. You really broke my heart when we broke up last time. I was like, I totally understand. I was like, but I'm in LA and I totally want to get my dick wet. Who do you know that would want to go on a date with a charming, handsome Englishman and I can spoil them and take them to fancy dinners? And she goes, well, I don't want to go to fancy dinners. I was like, yeah, but you said you don't want to date me. Dating is nice, fancy dinners. We can do breakfast, but I'm going to take one of your hot girlfriends out for dinner. And she's like, no, fuck you, I'm going to come. And so we ended up having sex. So, simple. Rahul, how do I know what they're passionate about? Wouldn't it be much easier if I know how? Yeah, if you were a psychic, that would make it easier. But it is a little bit easy, right? Do you remember when everyone spoke about the Tiger King online? I didn't even watch it, but everyone was talking about it. Most women follow trends. They love trends. So most of the time, what they want to care about is trending. It's what matters. Most of the women I'm talking to right now, the thing they care about, quarantine, COVID, the Chaz, all these things are hot topics. And people are don't ever talk about politics. This is what you'll learn from me. You won't learn from any other dating coach. Normally, yes. Today, no. Today, talk about politics. It's okay. You're absolutely allowed to talk about politics right now. Just don't get passionate or angry about it. Just talk about it. They want to talk about it right now. And anyone that is like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics, then talk about sex. Because that's a topic that every woman cares about. If you want to know what topics women want to care about, go to Walmart, look up, or wherever you are, go to your gas station, look up magazines. Specifically, you're looking for Cosmopolitan magazine and look at the headlines. You'll see 50% of them are relationships and sex. The most results students get is when they just talk about dating. Most women love dating and most guy students have studied so much about dating. They're obsessed with it. There's this really hot chick that I know online. We've never dated. We actually only just met through a friend, but she started writing dating advice on her channel and it was wrong. And I nearly messaged her about it. And I was like, no, I'm going to end up having sex with her if I do that. But most women love this stuff. They want to be corrected. They want to know what's good about dating. They love it. So share about it. Sorry, they don't want to be corrected. They want to have discussions about it where they can learn more. I worded that wrong.
Yeah, I found that too.
Yeah, they love it. It's so easy. Robert says, I've had bad luck because I've tried online dating for years and I feel like a ghost because I'm never noticed. Look, it's not bad luck. If it was bad luck, you'd get lucky once in a while. You're just doing something wrong. It's a very big difference. Like all my students they never get results. And the minute they get the minute they change it, they get good. I had a Saudi Arabian client in LA. He tried online dating for 3 months alone before he signed up with me. No results. Paid me 25 grand. I'm 25 grand to work with it these days, by the way. Paid me 25 grand. Within 4 days, he had a date a day every single day for 16 days. We did that in 4 days. So yeah, there's no such thing as bad luck. You just don't know what you're doing. Ryan says, I had a really good connection with a girl from Tinder for a month through quarantine. Texted so much and got into my own head, but it started going south. Now she barely talks to me, but it's barely responsive. Yeah, putting someone on a pedestal, just kill it. Just don't do that. Kieran says, I followed you for years. I heard this before. So guys, really important. The reason you've never heard it before, if you follow me for years, is I'm constantly updating my coaching, constantly. What I teach nowadays is completely different to anything I've ever taught before. That doesn't mean what I taught before was wrong. I'm just better now. Anthony had a birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, great. What's the difference between putting a woman on a pedestal and the example you gave your girlfriend peeing yourself? So very big difference. When you put a woman on a pedestal, you're like, oh my God, you're great. You're so wonderful. So when she pees herself, right? You'd be saying something like, no, it's glorious. I love the way you pee. It's actually so sexy. Or you'd be saying something like, oh my God, no, it doesn't matter that you peed. Anyone would be fucking, kicking themselves to be where I am right now next to you. For me, I was like, oh, hell no, don't worry about it, babe. It's fucking, I don't know, it's kind of hot. It's a difference between, it's so beautiful and wonderful. I don't know, it's kind of hot. I don't hate it. Yeah. That's the difference. On a pedestal, she's perfect. She can do no wrong. When she's just regular, you're just like, it's normal. Don't worry about it. Like you fucking fart as well. I don't complain. Yeah. It's that. That's the attitude. And guys don't shift the attitude across. But like, it's super important. The first time my girlfriend farted in front of me, she fucking collapsed. She was crying. She was like, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, I wouldn't be so embarrassed if I was you. It was pretty fragrant. I give it a 7 out of 10. And she just fell apart laughing. Yeah, that's how you have to be. That's how you get laid. You got to remember, the kind of guy that most women want is a combination of their dad and their older brother, if they have one. It's someone that's having fun with them, but still looks after them, that cares about them, but doesn't take them too seriously, holds them accountable. That's what they're after. Robert says, most of the content you put online for free is still useful. Oh yeah, dude, it's absolutely useful, but it's faster and better if you pay someone. That's the difference. When you pay someone, you're getting them to truly care. Steve says, I'm writing down everything on my laptop. I'm scared as fuck though. Steve, there's nothing wrong with being scared, bro. Nothing wrong at all. In fact, I'd say you're not human if you weren't scared. I love that you guys are saying you're going to do it. This is great. This is great. I think I'm answering every question. I don't think I'm skipping any. Ryan says he's at work right now. He's going to record it. That's great. Make sure you watch it. The obstacle is the way. Absolutely. Donald, I promise I'll follow what you say, man. Love it. I'm in. Great. My excuses aren't good enough for you, Adam. I will comply. Good, Vincent. No excuses. Okay. I'm trying to beat the next pandemic. Yep, absolutely. Okay, we're back up to where we were before. In light, quick shot, and face tuning are the ones. And I covered the hair. The poker guy. Yep, that's who Dan Bilzerian is. Josh Reef, Brian Peppard, and Kate Spring. I've never heard of them. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Kate Spring's just a YouTube dating coach.
Okay, I've never heard of these people. Sorry, guys. Listen, there's a lot of new. I was gonna say, yeah, there's a lot. Look, my favorite. I made a video recently. I told Lloyd about it. I got an AI to troll the internet for free dating advice. See what it came up with, and it was the lamest stuff ever. Like, truly the real dating advice. Like, it was just like the robot was like, when going on a date, try talking to them. If they don't like you, just try again. Pretend you're not interested. It was the worst advice ever. Okay, Marcel, I'm an 18-year-old. How can I find girls my age alone on the street? I don't have confidence to talk to my groups. Don't find women alone on the street. There are so many better places to go. Go to the gym. You'll find women there. Go to classes aimed at youths. Go there. Go to paddle boarding, stuff like that. Like, go to other places where young people gather, movie theaters, arcades. Like, go where the younger generation are going, right? But online dating, also great place to go and meet people. Like, like yoga studios, packed. I met a woman the other day who's she's a ballet dancer. And she was like, the one thing we need more of is male ballet dancers. She goes, we have 25 women in my class, all aged 18 to 25 and no men. And we all want a man to hold us in the air. Can you imagine how often you get laid if you became a male ballet dancer? Guys,
I dated a ballet dancer for a little bit, and she said they used to
me
make out with
too.
each other because they had no guys around, and I was like,
Dude,
well,
yeah, because
nice to be in
guys don't
that
want to,
class.
dude, straight up. Hey, guess who's got 2 qualifications in ballet? Fuck yeah. Guess why? That's right. Fuck yeah. I dated a girl from like the Royal Ballet Company in the UK. She was like, she would literally just bring women to me and be like, they haven't had a guy in so long. Like, they just want your dick. Like, it was great. And this is the thing, like, I'm not afraid to actually go where women are. Most guys like, you can't do that, it's fucking gay. I'm like, all right, you go to the bar, play rugby with a bunch of dudes and hang out in the showers naked. I'm going to go and hang out ballet with 25 hot chicks and watch them make out with each other. You know, like, just realistically. Who's Brad Browning? Never heard of him. You know, the truth is, I'm sure some of these dating guys are okay, but most of them don't actually put in the time they need in field to get good. And you can tell. Like, I meet all these dudes are all full of shit. Lloyd's not full of shit, but most of them are. I hear, like, I had a guy, dude, Lloyd, I love this. There's a guy that gave some dating advice. I hired him to make a video. And in the video, I wanted to say, can you write down how to spot a woman that's ovulating? A woman that's ovulating is easier to pick up. If you guys don't know that, when they're ovulating. He said, she has an enlarged vulva. I'm like, the fuck you gonna find that out? You're gonna go up to a girl in the bar and go, hi, nice to meet you. Whoops. Oh, enlarged vulva, I see. The fuck? That's useless advice. But like, people, that's the shit that they're creating. Oh my God. Got my money back on that one. Where do you find the most success app-wise? I've found that different people get better success. But you want to know my top secret for Facebook apps? Join the app the day it's created. The hottest girls are the first ones on. Yep. And the first guy gets laid. I joined Facebook dating within an hour of it starting and met one of my current girlfriends on it. I've been dating this girl for 9 months now. Literally from Facebook dating start, we met each other and now she's been my girlfriend ever since. And she's fucking hot. You met my martial arts instructor girl? The MMA fighter? When you come to Bash, I'll introduce you. She's got a 6-pack. She's fucking ripped. She's got a huge butt. She just got fake tits put in because she obviously didn't have chest because she was fighting all the time. This chick can she can knock anybody out. She's fucking, it's the funniest story. I told it the other day, but basically she said I couldn't have sex with her unless I beat her in a fight. That was interesting. Anyway. So yeah, but the new apps. Yeah, look for new apps, guys. How do I make all my very hot girlfriends chase after you like crazy?
Oh wait, real quick, Adam. There's a new app on here that they just came out with. If you're in LA, New York, I think in a couple other major cities, it's called S'mores. Like, you know how you roast s'mores?
That's awesome.
That's what it's called. It's called S'mores. It just came out. A couple of my students are using it, and
get on that right now, guys. The new apps is where it's where the best results are.
It's only available for iOS though, so.
Love it. That's a great start. But you know what? It will probably come out on Android afterwards. So get ready for that too. If you're on Android, like watch for it. To make hot friends chase you, it's easy. Don't get them to try and date you. Just organize fun things. So in Austin, there's a big lake culture. Everyone goes to the lake, but it's overcrowded. We live in Bastrop. It's 30 minutes outside of Austin. Austin's locked down because of coronavirus. Bastrop is not. And Bastrop has a huge lake with paddleboarding. If I was trying to get hot girls to chase me, I would organize paddleboarding on the lake in Bastrop. All the girls would drive from Austin where they can't hang out with people to come out here where they can hang out with people, but it's still isolated. It's amazing. There's so many questions here. This is great. I've only got another 10 minutes or so, guys. So I'm going to get through as many of these as I can, but I'll be back tomorrow. So if you guys have more questions, we can save them tomorrow, and I'm going to hand you over to Lloyd. Steve says, I'm trying to figure out attraction, confidence, and escalation. Is there a quick way to work on all three? There isn't. Our program is 6 months. It's 6 months for a reason, Steve. I'd love to say it's quick. It isn't. You got to do it slowly, but it works. Slow gets results, guys. Anyone that promises you quick results, like, they're lying. The whole reason this program for this weekend is meet 3 women and not like get married to 3 women is because it takes time. You can meet 3 women in a weekend, sure. But to date them and marry them, that's totally different. It takes time, guys. But like, if you're willing to put the time in, you know, you put a few months in and you're done. Now your dating life's great. BT Humorist says he's done a bunch of different apps, but got nothing turned into a real date. I think your texting sucks. I agree with you. I think your texting does suck. Lloyd's going to help you this weekend. You guys are in a great place. Noel says, I'm actually quite open and fun, but around attractive girls, I get extremely self-conscious, not good enough what I do. You need a high value mind. I'm telling you, that's the key. When you have a high value mind, the women chase you. You don't have to try hard. They chase it. Lloyd's going to talk about that over the weekend as well. Taj, I have a skin condition, so I usually avoid face snaps as I feel turned off by my bad skin. Would you recommend Photoshop? Yeah, you absolutely can do it. But, Taj, actually, I remember you, man. We've spoken about this before. One of my clients, Corey Shanes, he's on Facebook if you want to talk to him. He has a full facial deformity. He's like been on TV because of it. And he's had no problem whatsoever getting laid once he learned game. You just got to put it out there and get past it, man. Like lots of people. Like I actually was on a date a week ago on Sunday with the girl with the skin condition. Her skin was all flaky, like her whole skin was flaky. And she's like, I'm having bad allergies. I feel so bad. I was like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Like, just go for that. Robert, I've definitely made threads on flaws in both parts of our relationship. I wished her well about 2 months ago during COVID. No expectation got blocked. Yeah, some people, like anyone who's just not being a nice person, just let them go. Don't worry about them. Noel, how to turn conversations sexual without being creepy. That's a whole big topic. It's not officially something we're going to cover this weekend, but I'll give you like a quick, simple thing. You got to learn to talk about sex without being creepy, not being sexual, just talk about sex. So you notice that like, when I'm talking about like peeing, I make it like it's a chill thing. Like it's not a big deal because it's like a normal bodily process. So like, I might say something like, when you're having sex, do you ever like run out of breath and get tired? Like, I don't mean me because men always put the hard work in, right? Let's be real. Like most women, like you guys aren't, it's not like you're squatting up and down over and over again, right? Let's be real. The guy's putting the effort in. So like as a guy, like, like women are like, how long can you last? I'm like, well, I can hold myself back from coming for as long as possible. The reality is I can really only thrust for about 45 minutes, which is about as long as I can run for before I like collapse with breathing problems. I said, but I've never met a woman that is willing to squat up and down long enough to reach a point where I can't stop orgasm, like where I couldn't stop myself from coming. See how normal and mundane you make that? That's the key. When you can talk about sex like that, that's when women fucking melt. How do we follow keeping up with notes, everything you're saying already? This is why there's a recording. Lloyd is amazing. Guys, I hope you realize that $33 that you've paid, you just got more than enough value. Like I just to blow you away for a second. Like that covers that. Philippe says, thanks, Adam. You're welcome. What's the quickest way to get that high value mindset in a hurry? Steve, you got to move away from doing things in a hurry. Like, how many of you guys cook? Do any of you cook? If you cook, type it down, right? Every single one of you, type down, like, if you cook. I cook. I love cooking. It's like my favorite thing to do. I cook all the time. If you follow my Facebook, you'll see I cook shit all the time. I'm going to tell you guys the secret about cooking. If you try and cook it quickly, you will ruin it. You got to do it right. Like I had a friend of mine and he was like, we're talking about seared steak. My friend was like, seared steak, you got to cook quickly. I'm like, kind of, but you got to let it heat up first. You got to get that pan to the right temperature. You got to let that steak get to room temperature first and marinate it. If you want it to be amazing, it's got to be seasoned. You got to let it sit for a while. Time's such a powerful factor. The reason I'm so good at game, like truly the reason I'm good at dating is because I take my time. I'm slow and purposeful and I know what I'm doing, guys.
Yeah, Stephen Covey, I think it's either Stephen Covey or Dale Carnegie. He said, you can't be efficient with people, meaning you shouldn't try and just, I just need to get the bare minimum for this sort of stuff. You need to put your time in.
I love that, man. I love that. And yeah, it's absolutely true. Okay. Vincent says, how can I talk about or avoid talking about my mental illness? I struggle with panic attacks and stress disorders. My Saudi Arabian client has panic attacks. He had a really bad one just before a date and I had to sit with him for an hour to help him out with it. Like, honestly, just, you don't need to bring it up on an early date. She's probably not going to bring up the fact that, she had gonorrhea when she was 17 or something. Like, don't bring it up early. You can deal with it if you guys get into a serious relationship, and consent is super powerful. Robert Campos says, when I think of high value, I think of Jason Capital. Yeah, Jason's a great friend of mine. He's a very good egg. Jason has high value, but he's also got a high value mind. And it's the high value mind that makes him attractive, not the fact that he has high value. There are many guys with a high value mind that do not have high value and they get laid like nobody's business. Okay, so I'm going to finish on this one because then I am running out of time. Because if I don't get my girlfriend back, she's going to murder me. Maxim says, how do you lose the nice guy syndrome? Most nice guys actually are just desperate guys. They're like, if I treat this girl really, really well, maybe she'll have sex with me. That's not true. Women have sex with a guy who they feel comfortable with, and comfortable means you're not going to make them feel awkward if they have a queef during the middle of sex, right? That pussy fart, when she feels awkward, she doesn't want to be like, oh, my queen, I'm so sorry that happened. They don't want that shit. They want you to be like, fuck yeah, you're doing it right when you're pushing enough air in. Just keep going, bitch. That's what they want. That's what they need. Yeah. So you just got to be real, guys. You just got to keep it. Like I was dating this girl. It's actually the one that I broke up with, but whatever. She she got diarrhea on our second date. She's had a bad food reaction, something she ate. I was fine, she wasn't. And I've been joking about anal sex. I was like, yo, like, your ass is so, she has such a fucking beautiful butt. I was like, I'm going to fuck your ass. It's just going to happen. And then she had diarrhea and she came out and she's like, I'm so bad. She was crying. I was like, babe, it's fine. Like, I'm sure you're going to catch me vomiting at some point. Relax. Like, don't worry about it. And she's like, you know what? She goes, you keep talking about when I fuck my ass. Well, if a bit of poop makes you feel awkward, then you wouldn't get to fuck my ass either. I was like, wait, does that mean with the diarrhea thing that now you're going to be cleaned out, so anal sex is back on the cards for this evening? And she's like, fuck you. But that's what it takes, guys. It's being like that. Sometimes these examples are only the best way to explain that. All right, so I got through a whole bunch. We're at like 77 more questions, Lloyd. So good luck to you, my friend.
Well, where'd you finish? What was the last question you just said? What time was it?
The last one I did was at 6:41 and 6:40. So Vincent says, thank you. It's a very light-hearted way of handling it. You lion-hearted man. I love that. You guys are all
okay,
awesome.
There we go.
Like, guys, listen, you're in the right place. Do yourselves a favor, and me as well. I've done these things a lot. There's 50 people here. Out of the 100 that said we're going to be here, we've got 50. You guys stayed. We didn't lose anybody. We're 49. None of you left, which is amazing. So I'm going to challenge you. Turn up to all the sessions. Don't skip. Don't think I'll just catch the recordings, because you won't. You won't be able to ask questions. You won't get it right. Just be here. It's not a lot of time. It's 10 hours out of your life. Lloyd's got to be here for the whole 10 hours. If he's got to be here for 10 hours, then you should be. One of my favorite phrases, it came from my girlfriend. It's my absolute favorite phrase. Don't make me work harder to get your dick wet than you're willing to work hard yourself, right? Like, don't make Lloyd work harder than you. You're the one that's trying to make this work. You have to work harder. Yeah? Is that a good deal, guys? Can we have that as a deal? Is everyone down for that? I fucking love you guys. You guys are great. Lloyd, this is a good group, man. You're some good people here.
Yeah, I know. Right. I know. These guys are great, man. Okay.
All right. Cool. Well, that's me. Thank you. I hope that helped, guys. I hope I helped you all out. You're in great hands with Lloyd. Lloyd, if you need anything, ping me. Guys, it's such a pleasure to see you all. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'm going to jump back in on the back end of tomorrow, and we'll do more Q&A then, okay? Guys, if you have any questions I didn't answer, write them on a piece of paper when I come back on tomorrow, and I'll answer them then, okay? So we will get you on. There's no way we're finishing this program at the end of the weekend without answering every question, okay? So
yeah, I'll make sure I answer it, but if you guys want Adam's opinion, absolutely write it down and save it for tomorrow.
100%. Love you all. Cheers, guys. Bye, guys.
Cheers, homie. All right. So what's going on, you guys? So we got a few more questions left. By the way, if anybody needs to pee, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break because we're at the hour. So if you guys got to pee, you guys got to get some water. Do that. In the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing to answer these questions, and then we're going to get started with our first exercise. So yeah, go ahead, you guys. Okay. Do you have any ideas for deliberate practice drills? Hassan. Okay. Do you have any ideas for deliberate practice drills? Yeah. So I don't know what Adam was talking about before then, but deliberate practice drills that I think really help. Practice, first of all, for you guys who are not, you're not good at smiling, you're not good in pictures, just practice taking selfies, honestly. Like, practice taking one real quick. That way, whenever you're in pictures, you're looking good. That way, when you post something online, it looks good. Like, honestly, I sucked before I was taking pictures. Like, and I just practiced every morning for like a month or something like that. And then my smile got really good. And sometimes when I'm taking pictures with a hot girl, I look almost as good as she does. So that's one thing. Another thing, too, is I'm going to be going over some speaking drills that you guys can do. We're going to cover some actually this weekend. Okay. Richard Marshall. I joined a swingers website recently with no bites other than gay guys. Nothing against gay guys. I'm just straight. How do I change that? Okay, dude, if you want to get laid in the swinger place, basically you have to already have a hot girl. I've been to these parties. Like, if you show up just by yourself and you think, well, I'm a dope guy. Like, no, you have to show up already with women. Like, that's how it goes. The men don't give a shit. So yeah, you got to come on there with a hot girl, and then you can get some love. Genius. Sorry, still have a job. Has the FBI tried to recruit you? Yeah, actually, Adam has a story about that. He has a story about the FBI. I think it was either the FBI or the CIA. They wanted him to seduce somebody. It's kind of a funny story. When a girl says, "Do I look fat in this?" Do you tell the truth or you lie to them? Now, basically, the way I do it is I'm like, "Oh God, like, you look like a knockout in that." or honestly, with the way I am with the girls that I date, like I can tell them if they look fat and something, and they won't get to. They'll probably like slap me, and I let them know I love them still, and it'll be fine. But if you want to do a safe answer, you could say you look great in this, but I really think you look like a knockout in a black dress. You know, make it a positive thing rather than a negative thing. Okay. Honestly, my confidence got shattered when most people, men and women, don't text or call me even after I initiate it. So that leads into the dating mindset. Okay, so what you need to do is you're thinking way too far ahead, man. I talked a lot about this actually in one of my videos. Basically, a big reason why people's confidence decays as they put more effort in is because they're looking too far in the distance. So you heard Adam tell all these crazy stories, and I have crazy stories too. But if you were comparing yourself to me all the time when in your interactions, you're gonna feel like a piece of shit every time you walk up and talk to these women. Don't think like that. Think about the positives. You know, when I first started, the thing that really helped me was when I focused on small wins. So I focused on, hey, could I get this girl to respond? Hey, could I get this girl to smile? Rather than, hey, could I get this girl to have a threesome with me and this other model over there? Okay, that's probably not going to happen for you for a while. So start with small wins. That is going to build up confidence. Okay. What's the best way to approach women in the gym? Okay. Women in the gym is actually really, really tough to approach. In fact, if it's an option, you can definitely do it. But don't creepily like go up to them and hang out and ask for the phone number. You want to make it casual. You want to make it just like you're starting a conversation and joke around with them. And then from there, you can ask them what they're doing that day. And if they're doing something fun, I would invite them to something else that you were doing. Okay. And you can start that way. Okay. Can I still get the 8s and 9s while being financially dependent on my family because I have a mental health? Oh, what's up, Travis? Save that question for Adam because I've already answered that with you. Yes, you can definitely get them, but we have to talk about that a little bit. Okay, can confirm I'm a male figure skater and it got me lots of sex with the other figure skater friends. Yeah, figure skaters are hot, man. Can make more examples such as ballet of places to meet women. Yeah, don't the ballet example, that's pretty specific and niche. We're going to cover a lot more examples during this training that you can meet women at. That's one of the goals is because we're trying to get you to meet 3 quality women. What's your opinion on guys like Mystery and Matador? So I don't know those guys. I don't know them personally, but Adam did. Adam talked to them, so you should probably save that question for him. There was another guy, I think it was you, Alex, who asked me about Austin Summers and Dan Bacon. Austin's actually my friend. I haven't spent too much time with him. He got into a lot of trouble in Colombia actually because he posted this video about like getting laid in Colombia and like everybody saw it. Everybody in Colombia saw it. Not that many people outside of Colombia saw it. So I was actually there when he was around, and yeah, a lot of people don't like him down there, but he still hangs out there. He's still got a Colombian girlfriend. He's hilarious. He's a funny guy. Dan Bacon, I don't know personally, but his video content has some pretty good stuff. He kind of seems to keep to himself, and so that's why I don't really know him that much. What's happened to Mystery? Is he married now? No, he's still doing the pickup stuff. But from what I've heard about from people who still hang out with him, he's kind of like low key. He's not as ambitious as he used to be, and he apparently smokes a lot of weed or something like that. But yeah, he's still doing the same thing. Still seems like a pretty cool guy. Yeah, S'mores is the app, so keep it there. All right. Cool. So what I'm going to do for you guys right now is I'm going to stop doing the Q&A. So try not to ask me too many questions so I have time to get to them later. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the first exercise. And I kind of wanted to introduce myself a little bit to you guys for those of you who don't know me too well. So yeah, I've known about Adam for a long time, but we recently just became business partners. And Adam's a guy who's been in the industry for a while. And he doesn't just work with anyone, and we thought we would be a good fit together, and we would make this program a really good one. So a lot of this is mostly it's going to be a lot of stuff that we've kind of combined our knowledge together on. And so I'm a guy who's basically I'm definitely a little bit younger than him, but I started out going out a lot. I grew up on guys in RSD and guys back. I even looked at Adam lines when I was younger too. And I started hanging out with some of the guys from RSD. In particular, I started hanging out with a guy named Eagle Stifler, who was like, from what I had talked about and heard about, he was getting laid even more than the guys in the RSD camp. And I spent time with them, and I felt like, this guy was the guy to be around. So he's still a really good friend of mine. He's still best friends with me. So we used to go out all the time. And during this period of time, that's where I really started to learn how to, get girls in bars and clubs, and put a girl up on the street. I was really into the pickup stuff, so I could do that very, very well. Slept with hundreds of women, threesomes, models, and stuff like that. It was a really fun time. But what I started to notice was that, like, I felt like the way people were going about things in the pickup community just wasn't really working too well. Like, I noticed the students weren't getting as good as me, and they weren't progressing in the way that I felt like they should. And I put a lot of effort in. I put like 3 years of work, going out 5 nights a week at least, to get to the point where I was, maybe even 4 years. Okay, so the basic changes that I made during that period of time was to do something that really works for everybody and wasn't, because I found that the information that they were giving was maybe applicable to like 1% of the population, but it couldn't get the 99%. Honestly, it made a lot of those guys creepier. So during the time that I was going out and I was spending time with the guys who were working for RSD in San Francisco, and parts of LA too as well. I came up with kind of more of a system that I felt like was going to be better, focusing on practical and actionable advice that really works, and not doing all the stuff that people interpreted as being like creepy and kind of weird, that just didn't resonate with women, didn't resonate with a lot of the students that I had. And so that's where my channel comes from. So for those of you who are kind of with Adam Lyons and you haven't seen my stuff, hopefully maybe you've seen some of my videos because she's been sending out those emails on that. Yeah, I talk all about practical tips, practical and actionable advice that's going to make you into the guy that women want, not some creepy guy that just talks about getting laid online. Okay. Cool. So that's a little bit about me. I'll tell you more about my story, more about my, coming out of depression and stuff like that. Kind of like what the story that Adam told you. I got some pretty funny, crazy things that I'd love to share with you guys. But before we get into that, we're going to do our first exercise today. So when I advertised about this, I was saying that my goal for you guys is to meet three women. And if you want to meet three women, that's great. Anyone can get laid. You just got to really, really lower your standards. Okay. But let's get you a woman that is high quality. Okay. So what does a high quality woman look like? First of all, before we even get into that, answer this question before we get in. How many women do you typically meet in a month? Let's maybe think aside of quarantine. How many women do you typically meet in a month? Write down that number. Now write down the number of women that you think is high quality of those. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the chat window below. 15 to 2 to 3. Okay, so yeah, how many of those are high quality? Okay, Hassan is meeting 8. Okay, so it sounds like you're meeting a lot of these women. We just need to make sure that we're attracting them. We're meeting them in the right way. Okay, so it sounds like the majority of them are like 1 to 2. Steve, you put 15. Hassan put a little more. Okay, so if your number was higher, if your number was towards the higher end, then I think 15 is still, it could be higher, and 8 could definitely be a lot higher too. But if you're meeting that many, then we need to be more deliberate about how we're meeting them. Okay, so it sounds like we're not meeting them in a very place that's making you look very good. What I'm going to teach you is how to meet them in a method that's actually going to have something happen in the future. So like if you meet them in a position where maybe she's your boss or something like that, that's not a great position to be in. I mean, sometimes you can make that work, but you being in a position of authority is going to be a lot better than her being in a position of authority, or her seeing your shitty dating profile and that's how you meet her. It's probably not going to be the best way to meet her. Okay, so I want you guys to meet her in an environment where you're actually going to be successful. All right, cool. So now what I want you to list down is what a high quality woman looks like to you. What does she act like? How does she smell? Like, start to list all of the qualities about her. What kind of woman is she? Okay. So start to list those down right now. And I would like to see some people putting them in the chat window as well too. Like, what does a high quality woman mean to you? What are those qualities? Not from wish.com. I don't know wish.com, but that sounds hilarious. Sweet, sensitive, kind, fun, smells like freesia, might be inclined to skinny dip, animal lover, doesn't smoke, and wants to experience life. Oh, dude, yeah, I've met so many of these kinds of women. That's perfect. Curvy, smells great, has purpose, very feminine, active. Okay, that's great. So, okay, cool. So you guys have listed a lot of qualities down. Now, think about from the qualities that you've listed, healthy, driven, happy. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Think about where this person is going to be hanging out. What is she going to be doing? Okay. And that's where you're going to meet this person. All right. Now, if you want a smart woman, maybe going to seminars would be a good thing to try out. I've met tons of smart women at seminars. If you want a really fit person, maybe you can meet her at a CrossFit gym, or maybe you can meet her at a fitness event or something like that, or an intramural sport. You know, I've met a lot of women through playing intramural soccer. I had sex with half my team. It's great. So think about where that person is going to be, and think about where you could possibly meet them. And also, too, think about the dating app she might be on. Because like Adam said, there's very niche dating apps out there that maybe there's one specifically for people who lift. Maybe there's one specifically out there for people who like to, I don't know, like the outdoors or something like that. If you're looking for spiritual people, there's an app called Meet Mindful out there that I used to be on. Okay. Here we go. Athletic, adventurous, feminine, mentally stable. It's perfect. Financially independent, sexually attractive, intellectually curious, zero drugs. Good, good. Great listener, good skin, likes offensive and edgy humor. Maybe you can meet her at a comedy show. Maybe you can meet her at an improv class. Improv classes are fucking great, man. You can meet a lot of really, really hot women, okay? So you've listed all the qualities down. So this is going to kind of dictate how the rest of the program is going to go for you guys, the rest of the 3 days. So start to think about, always be thinking about, where's that high quality woman at? What's she doing? What activities is she up to this week? What kind of devices or apps is she using? And that's going to really help you to be able to find this person. Okay. So now that we've listed all of these qualities down, now this is going to take some self-reflection. Now, you don't have to write this down, but I want you to think about it for the future, because this is going to be part of your assignment. We've listed a lot of things down of qualities in women that we're looking for. How many of these qualities do you think you guys possess yourself? And be honest with yourself. Where are you lacking? Which ones do you not have? If you don't have all of them, that's fine. And look, man, if you want a hot girl and you're ugly as fuck, you can still get that. It's totally fine. But you have to be able to do other things to make up for it. You can make it up with having tremendous amounts of positivity, having game, having that high value mindset is really the thing that's going to separate you from those other things. So write down the qualities that maybe you think you're not quite there. Yep, Steve, right there. Having a high value mind will definitely help out with this. Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you can enjoy yourself. You can do a lot of the other things. You're just missing that mental aspect to it. So that's something that will come with time, and we'll tackle that from a lot of different ways. Cool. All right. So start to think about that. All right, so now we've kind of listed all the qualities down that we're looking for, and what apps let's talk about that. Let's talk about what apps we can go on. So you guys know about dating apps, right? How many of you are on dating apps? Hit yes if you're actually currently using them. Okay, a lot of people. Yes, okay, Cube accounts. Oh, no, one person's not using them. Okay, cool. Okay, actually a couple no's. Interesting. All right, perfect. Okay, so chances are this is what most guys do when they're on dating apps is they just download Tinder and they try and see if it works. Okay, I'm here to tell you that Tinder is not the only app out there, and if you're having no luck on Tinder, that does not mean that you are cursed when it comes to online dating. See, like the 90% of guys, what they do is they log on online dating, they put 4 pictures up that they think might look good. Usually 90% of the time their pictures suck, and then they try to see if they're going to be able to get a date or get laid from that. Okay, and then if it doesn't work within a month, they give up and they say, online dating isn't for me. I can't make it work. And I know this is true because I used to be this guy. I was actually at my peak when I was getting laid with a new girl every week, and I was having an awesome time, and I had more girls than I knew what to do with. I sucked at online dating, and I couldn't like my ego just couldn't take the rejection of not getting any matches, so I just never used it. Really what I had to do is I had to look at what I was doing, the pictures on the app and actually taking some time to make sure that they look good. And I probably would have done a lot better. Okay. Yeah, right on. That's me. So exactly. Now, what you should start to do is download a bunch of different apps. So I'm going to list a bunch of apps and list all the positives and negatives that are associated with that. Yes, Match, Tinder, and Facebook. Match seems to be for divorcees, single mothers. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about the paid apps. The paid apps actually do work a little bit differently. Women are pretty serious when they go on those. They're over 30. They're looking for a guy. So you can probably have a lot of different results. Tinder versus Bumble. So Tinder's the one that everybody downloads. Okay, you're going to get the most number of people to like that are just kind of looking for attention, that aren't actually serious about meeting up with anybody. Most of the time, you're going to get that on Tinder. Okay. Now, I do decently on Tinder. I have a bunch of matches right now that are like all hot girls. But I actually do slightly better on Bumble. Okay. And I'll tell you why, because Bumble actually has higher quality women. And like the hottest girls I've gotten from online dating are from Bumble. Now, the reason why I don't recommend it for everybody is because usually when you first download Bumble, like people don't get any matches because the pictures aren't good enough. And when I first logged on Bumble, dude, I got fucking 0 matches, man. Like it was painful. Like when I was swiping here, I was like going, whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, that girl's hot. That girl's fine. That girl's fine. That girl's fine. I didn't even have to look. I was just like here, and I knew every girl was going to be attractive. No matches. Okay. And I kept trying it on and off for about a year, and I just got too frustrated, so I gave up. It wasn't until I actually seriously took a look at my photos and got help from a guy who actually knows what the fuck he's doing that I actually started getting matches. And now every single time I log on Bumble, I will match with a hot girl and she will send me a message every single time. Okay. What happens is that if your profile is in the top, like 10% or whatever, 5% even, then it's like, logging, it's like almost having a superpower. Now, here's the crazy part. You don't have to be a super good looking guy to get in the top 5%. I've done this personally where I've gone over guys' profiles, guys who, and I've seen other people who come to my program where they get a lot of matches and they don't know what to do with them. Like they just don't know how to message. Like that's their problem. Almost every single time, like I had this one Asian dude who came to me for help, and he, like, looking at him, looks wise, like maybe a 5 out of 10. Like if I'm being generous. He said he had more matches than he knew what to do with. The reason why he did is because he knew how to take pictures. Like the lesson that Adam just gave you right then and there, like that's a perfect example about why it works. So we're going to be going over more specific techniques on how to take a good picture, because taking a good picture is the difference between getting matches and not getting matches. Like it really is. Your bio can definitely help, especially for the women who are like kind of more serious, and for other apps, like your bio can really be it can really be a difference maker, especially if you know how to write it. So we'll go over that. But basically, you want to get really good pictures. Is the most important part. Yeah, Bumble does have higher quality women. Yeah, Alex, we talked about that. Try starting a different account. Try starting a new Facebook or something like that with Tinder, and see if it works. Using Tinder and Bumble. I actually think Hinge is the best. So I get the hottest girls off Bumble, but I don't know. I feel like Hinge is a little bit easier to message women. So that's why I like it. I was also on this other app called Meet Mindful. I got a few hot girls off there. The app is kind of buggy, so if you want to use that, you can use it. OkCupid is also another one that you guys can use. You can use Facebook Dating as well too. Facebook Dating obviously isn't as good as it used to be because it's not that new anymore. Happen as well too, HAPPN. That's a great app as well. Coffee Meets Bagel, eHarmony. Dude, even if you're looking for a girlfriend and you're Christian, like get the fuck on Christian Mingle. Christian Mingle has 76% women. It's the highest amount out of anybody out there. I mean, Tinder has 70% men. Bumble has around 65% men. These hookup apps that are like very quick, like they always have more men than women. And the reason why is because women will sign on the app. They'll sign on, they'll swipe for like a week or two, and then they'll just get like burnt out. Like a lot of people think that it's like super fun and enjoyable for a woman to be on online dating. No, they get just as frustrated, if not more frustrated with because like they're very particular about who they match with. Most women will swipe left a bunch of times and then only swipe right on like one guy or a few. And then they'll try and meet up with that guy. And if it falls through, they get really frustrated. Or if they do meet up with him and it doesn't work out, like they get again frustrated, or maybe they have sex and she feels used. Like it's very frustrating for a woman as well to be in online dating. So usually what happens is that they sign on for like a couple weeks and then they're gone. Okay. So one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is that if you match with somebody, you should message them quickly. Don't wait. There's no reason to play it cool. Playing it cool lets the opportunity slide away. Okay. Yeah. Raza, Hinge. So we're going to talk about calibrating the algorithm. Okay. When I first signed on Hinge, I am not joking. The only women that came up were whales. They were bridge trolls. It was swamp creatures. It was nothing good. Okay, like that's to be mean or anything, but like that's what I was getting. And when you first get on, it wasn't any of the girls that I was interested in, like straight up. But like here's the thing, the algorithm is learning. So after 2 weeks, it knew that I didn't like any of those girls. So it actually started to give me some new ones. And like I would like one girl maybe every 2 days or something like that. So after 3 weeks, now pretty much the only girls that pop up on my Hinge are hot ones. And I almost always match with them. Like that's calibrating the algorithm. That's why I think Hinge is one of the best apps, because when you're on it, like it's learning about you. It takes a little bit longer. It takes a little bit more time than Tinder. Tinder and Bumble are all about like immediacy. They want you, they show you the hottest people the fastest. Okay. And the reason why they do that is because they know that keeps people signing on the app again and again. Okay. But Hinge is looking for more longer term. They look at the data a little bit differently. Okay, that's why I'm saying the apps are a little bit different. So yeah, don't be don't be discouraged if you're not seeing any girls that you're interested in when you're on it. But like you just need to calibrate the app a little bit better. And so just keep liking the girls that you like. Don't do some guys will just like swipe right on every girl and then like filter it later. Don't do that. That's not a way to calibrate the app. Oh, Jesus, I'm on it now. Okay. All right, so all right, let's talk a little bit about the positives and negatives to different apps. I think I've covered that enough. I want you guys on at least 5. Get on 5 apps. Okay, Adam Lyons swipes right on every girl unless he's not attracted at all. Okay, that's Adam. I think he might. Depends what app, but I would not recommend that you swipe right on every girl. Okay, I'm sure Adam is not attracted at all to a lot of women. Is what I'm saying. Okay, so but for you guys, don't only swipe right on the girls that you think are the hottest. If it's a maybe, swipe right. Okay. The reason why I want you to do this is I want you to practice being attractive. We don't have to necessarily become a boyfriend with every girl that we swipe right on, but I want you to get in the habit of actually starting to get some matches and trying things out. So that's why I think he's telling you that too. And I would actually recommend you do the same starting out now. Okay. But obviously if there's nothing you find attractive about that girl, don't swipe right. So yeah, I would actually recommend you guys do that now. So make sure unless there's nothing you find attractive about them, swipe right. Is there an optimum time of the day? Yeah, it's 7 to 9. Actually, I would say 7 to 11. 7 to 11, depending on your time zone. Probably 9 to 11 is probably even better, because then women have just gotten off work. They're watching TV before they go to bed. They go do a little Tinder. They do a little Bumble or Hinge or something like that. That's the best time to do it. Okay. Right when you get off this call, I want you guys to start swiping. That's going to be your assignment. Okay, so different apps have different ways of messaging. Find the dating app that you think is going to work for you. Like I said, new is better. Men compete for sex, women compete for commitment. So what does that mean? That means that don't get discouraged if you don't match with a lot of women. Basically, the men have more power after the relationship starts in terms of being able to decide kind of what they do after that. Okay. Oh yeah, if you guys have not gotten any matches, whichever 5 apps you think are going to be good for you. Okay. If you don't know where to start with Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, I would, do coffee meets bagel. And then where's some other options as well too? Yeah, Facebook dating might be a good option as well. That's an easy one because you already have Facebook. Tips for a good bio. We're going to cover a good bio in a little bit. Stay tuned. Is it worth swiping right on the hottest girls on Tinder, for instance? I imagine they're getting 10. I mean, yeah, do it, but don't spend a lot of time thinking you're going to match with those girls. Like the top picks or whatever. Yeah, just swipe right through them. And then if it's a maybe, just swipe right. Hey, my mic is dropping out a little. Do you guys hear me okay? Is it going in and out? Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any sound problems. Okay, cool. And if you're looking for a girlfriend though, like get on Christian Mingle, Coffee Meets Bagel, eHarmony. Yeah, those are some great ones too. I use this other app called Miss Travel, but you guys don't have time to create your account with that because the account's like you have to create a super long account for that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the algorithm. Okay. So like I said, with the algorithm, if you match with a girl, message her. So what Tinder is looking for specifically, and I went over this with, I work with a guy named James Langton, who's like the most swiped right guy in the UK. Some people are in my group and they've worked with him personally. He used to work for Tinder because he got hired by them. They gave him a phone call and they're like, hey, you're one of the most swiped right guys in the UK. So we worked with him for a little bit. So he knows about the algorithm. And basically what they're looking for and what most of these apps are looking for is they're looking for engagement. If you have a bunch of girls that you've matched with that you haven't messaged, then it's going to take that into account and it's not going to show you to a lot more profiles. Okay. Oh, you read an article on him. Yeah, dude, that guy was in the coaching program. He was, I had him personally go over people's profiles. Okay, so yeah, one thing that you are gonna want to do is message every single girl that you match with. I don't care, just message them unless they're, really you really don't think anything's attractive about them. Unmatch with them and then follow somebody else. Okay. Now, with Hinge, especially if you're only getting those girls, just do left, and then eventually the algorithm's going to learn that those are the kinds of girls that you don't want, so it'll give you some good girls. Okay, but if you do match with somebody, yeah, message them. You want to have engagement and keep it going. Try and respond sooner. The reason why a lot of conversations peter out, if it's your fault, is because people try and look cool or, oh, she took a super long time to respond, so I'm going to take a super long time to respond. Dude, just fucking respond as soon as you can. That kind of behavior is going to lead to ghosting, is going to lead to people not actually engaging with you. So that's how you calibrate the algorithm, is you engage with people quickly, and it'll bring up your profiles a lot more. If your profile gets to a point where, you've gotten so many strikes, like you're probably not even appearing, and people are probably not even seeing you. They don't even see your profile at all. The hot girls just never see it because your elo rank is too low. Okay, so make sure you're engaging with people. And yeah, make sure you check it around 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is the money time. Don't get discouraged. It only takes one. Like if you're like me, when I first started using Tinder and like all these dating apps, and I don't really use Tinder that much anymore. I use mostly like Bumble. I would swipe 100 times in a day, or I would max out my swipes, and I would maybe get one match every other day. Okay, and I would do that every day. But at the end of the week, guess what? I had like 5 matches, or sorry, 3. I had 3 matches. Compute that in a month, I have 12 matches. Of those 12 matches, I could probably convince maybe 3 of them to meet up with me. Okay, so I have 3 new dates every single month. So if you look at it retrospectively, I would tell my guys about my life. All of those guys think I'm a freaking player just from using dating apps because I use them every single day. Okay. So don't get discouraged if, you're not getting, or you're like, oh, girl I really wanted to match with, she didn't match with me. Or, I swiped up 50 times and nobody matched with me. It's okay, dude. It's okay. We'll get there. And if you're really not getting matches after a few days, we'll change those pictures. Okay. When's a good signal that you need to re-download the app? Yeah, if you're not matching with anybody for about a week and you've been swiping, I would maybe restart it. don't restart it too much because, like Alex said, you can get shadow banned if you restart your account too many times. So only do it like once or twice. Should you unmatch with people? Does that hurt your algorithm? Um, Unmatching does hurt you a little bit, but not. Yeah, I don't unmatch with people if they don't respond. I just kind of keep them there. I think it does hurt the algorithm. That'd probably be a better specific question for James. I'll ask him after this. Should you? Okay, when's a good signal you need? Yeah, bring. Can you get shadow ban on Bumble and Hinge as well? Yeah, you can. How do you reduce the odds if we're flaking last minute of the first meeting? We're going to go over that. That'll probably be more a topic for tomorrow when we actually talk about messaging. But absolutely, yeah. What you want to do is you want to ask in a way that's you want to ask in a way that's setting you up for a yes. If you're setting yourself up to get denied, which a lot of guys with the way that they're going about things they do, then you're in trouble. Okay, is everything good? Can you all see me? Okay, cool. Good. Anthony cannot see me. Anthony, let me know if you're good. Okay, yeah, it might be your connection, man. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about pictures. So you guys need to write this down. Okay, these are the 4 pictures I want you to have. Actually, we'll do 5 or 6. You should only have 4 to 5 pictures. Any more, you're looking to try hard, and it's just unnecessary. Okay. Number 1, write this down. You want a stylish pic. Okay. Number 2, you want a social pic. You and some other people, letting her know you got friends. Number 3, you want an athletic picture. This could be you at the beach with your shirt off, but it could also be of you playing a sport or just doing something athletic where they can see your body. And if you feel like you don't have that good of a body, people tell me this all the time. There's always a picture or a way that you can show it off that does make you look athletic and make you look desirable. Okay. And then the 4th one that you want to have is something like funny or conversational. Okay. And then the bonus too, the reason why you want something funny and conversational, like I had a picture of me with a tapir on one of my photos that I got it while I was traveling. And then girls would comment, they'd be like, oh my God, is that a tapir? Like it wasn't a great picture, but it was something that if a girl liked me, it was something easy for her to comment on. Okay. You want to make it easy for them to have a conversational piece with you. All right. And the bonus one is the caring, it's like a caring, nurturing picture. Women want the dog picture works. I'll tell you why it works. It works because women are looking to see what kind of guy you are when you're on dating apps. So for you guys, when you're swiping, you're just like, she hot? All right, she's hot, I'm gonna swipe right. Hot, no, hot, no. Okay, that's how guys swipe. Yeah, picture with cats work. Cats, tough to get cats to look at you while you're fucking taking the picture. But what you want to do is you want to show your caring side, because the women, when they look at the pictures, they're like, okay, he's good looking, but what kind of guy is he? You know, what's it going to be like hanging out with him? Women are more selective. Something you learn about women is that women are like, sex is a bigger deal for them. Like something's coming inside them, something's going inside them. Okay. Now, if something was going inside you, you'd probably think about it a little more, what kind of stuff you're putting in. Same thing with dating apps, that they're more selective about it. So they need a little bit more than just a good-looking guy. There needs to be some other stuff to them. Anyone do a brief text summary? Yeah, the pictures are the following: 1 stylish pic, 1 social pic, 1 athletic pic, 1 funny / conversational. And then you can do like a caring photo, and then you can also do like a portrait where you just show your face. That way they can just see like a good look at you, whatever. Okay. Yeah, you can do your profession too, but what I would advise is show you doing something that makes you look authoritative, where you're in a position of authority or power, something like that. Those pictures tend to do a lot more. For instance, if you're speaking in front of a group, great fucking picture. But if your boss is yelling at you during a meeting, probably shouldn't post that picture up there. Okay. So those are the 4 to 5 picks that you want. Any questions about that? You guys put them in the comments section. Cool? Nothing? All right. Cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how to take a good picture. So this is super important. We live in the 21st century, guys. When I was first coming up, what about an adventure pic? I got one standing on the rocks looking heroic with the ocean in the background. Fuck yeah, that sounds amazing. I love it. Pictures matter. This is something that I avoided. I mean, for the first few hundred girls I slept with, I didn't use dating apps at all. I was very, very against them, and I was adamant that they were unnecessary. And unfortunately, I've come to change my mind about that, especially with what's happened with this quarantine. Online dating is something that is not something that can be avoided at this point. And the reason why, also too, maybe online dating can be avoided, but you want to have some good pictures of yourself. Photo Feeler, I haven't used that much. I've just used Facetune and I've used this other stuff, but I have heard good things about it. But test it out and let me know how it goes. So you'll want to have at least 4 to 5 good pictures of you, even if you're not going to use them for dating apps. Why? Because when you start sleeping with a girl, her friends are going to be like, hey, who's the guy you're seeing? When are we going to see Craig or whatever the fuck your name is? And she's got to show a picture of you. And if you only have terrible pictures, she's going to be ashamed to show them, okay? And again, you don't have to be good looking to take an awesome photo. You really don't. Photographers that I see, they always take an awesome photo. And like I said, with that Asian guy, he was like maybe a 5 out of 10. Had more matches than he knew what to do with because he knew how to take a good picture. Okay, so having 4 to 5 pictures, just do it for the woman. She needs to have something good for you. Okay, can you be a 3 out of 10 and get good pics? Yes. I'll show you how to do it. And Steve, I guarantee you're not a 3 out of 10. So we can talk later. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what a good pic consists of. Okay, a good pic consists of lighting. It consists of a bunch of different elements. How do you take this good pic? Well, there's a lot of different reasons, but I would recommend that you start by just taking more pictures in your life. Take more. Like I used to take a selfie every single morning when my pictures sucked. That was one thing that I used to do. Not bragging about it, but that's what I did. And now my smile is really good in pictures. Now my pictures look good. Now I don't have to leave my house to get laid. Benefits. So practice taking pictures. To put this in perspective, how many pictures do you guys think Sports Illustrated takes for like a cover photo or a photo shoot of a swimsuit model? How many photos do you think they take in an average shoot? Someone says 1,000, hundreds if not thousands, 200, same 1,000. Yeah, you guys are off by about 2 to 3 times. They take around 3 to 5,000 photos for a Sports Illustrated shoot. And of those, maybe they'll choose 5, okay, or 3. Okay, they take a lot of photos. And 99% of those, they're naked in them. 99% of those photos, they throw out, they don't use, and a lot of times they're airbrushed. They do a lot of different stuff on them. Most of these women that you're looking at, that's what Adam's saying when he's saying, when you put her on a pedestal, like she's really not that, like these photos are really designed to make a woman look good. So while you're trolling for, hotties on Instagram, those Instagram thoughts, just know about 200, 300 pictures she took before she found that one shoot that she liked. Okay? And obviously when you get better at taking pictures, you can take one quicker, but it takes work. Okay, they're only showing the good sides of themselves. And that's what I want from you. I want you guys to be able to show the best sides of yourself. That's what she wants to see too. Okay, that's what she wants to show her friends. And then obviously win her over with your charm later. Can the photos have female friends in them? So I would be careful with that. I tend to not put photos with females in them if it's just me and a bunch of girls. But if you have a mixed group, that can sometimes work. Maybe if it's your sister or something like that and they know it's your family, it can work too. Ironically, here's the thing. Taking photos with a lot of women, like Dan Bilzerian or whatever, like it works for attracting, like it at a base level, it makes women want you, but it will turn them off because the douchebag factor is too high on a dating app. So you can get away with it on Instagram in certain ways, But for a dating app, no, it just looks too douchey. And try hard as well too, especially judging by yeah, Noel. One selfie every morning. Won't have to leave your house again. Um, okay. Yeah, come up with a selection of pictures that's like, wow, I can't believe that's you. Women want something they can show off to their friends. It's the way the world works. So let's talk a little bit about how to take that good photo. Let's talk about lighting. So one thing that Adam pointed out, and that I'm really going to stress on for you guys, is to make sure the light shines on you. Okay, like my window is over there. You can kind of tell the light's coming from this direction. So what I did was I had this light over here to kind of balance it out. Because if I only had white coming from this side, it just wouldn't look good. So that's one thing that you got to make sure you get right. And then also too, sunlight I think is like can be the best thing. You don't really need a lighting equipment system. Like I have professional lighting over here, but you guys don't need that. You can just take it with the sunlight. So I would recommend taking photos around golden hour. Golden hour is just after sunrise and right before sunset. It's about an hour before. An hour, maybe 2 hours. If you take it right in the middle of the day, especially now that it's summer, it's going to be too bright and it's just going to shine on you and it's not going to look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be going over photos where you can see the lighting and see what really looks good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at these photos in a little bit, but I just want to give you some information on those. All right, make sure the background is colorful. So a colorful background really helps, and you're going to see these in a lot of different examples. Sometimes I'll see guys, and the lighting's good and everything's great, but like it's just in a bland, like grayish, like somber background, and the whole photo. Okay, Noel can only hear, not see. What do I do? Your audio settings might not be working. Can you guys all hear me? I had to leave and rejoin the meeting. Okay, so if you basically in the button in the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a connect audio button, and then click that. Okay. All right. So you want to make sure that the light is shining on you. You want to make sure that the background is colorful. And like Adam said, you can do Facetune. I'm going to go over this rule called the rule of threes, which is basically where if you split up the and guys, could you all mute yourself? There's going to be two lines here, two here, two here. So you see it split them into thirds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Putting objects or points of focus in those areas is really what's going to help you out. That's because a lot of people think the focus of the photo is the middle of it, and that's actually not true. The focus of the photo is usually into one of those three areas. Okay, so that's just a little basic photography for you. Hold on, exit full screen. Here we go. All right. What else? Okay, and then also too, write this down. Women love the story. You guys, I'm sure everyone on this call has watched porn. Probably more than once. Probably maybe even today. When guys watch porn, we look at the visual stuff. We want to see her getting fucked. We want to see a hot chick with big old titties and an ass. But when women look for arousal, what do they turn to? They turn to novels. They turn to, like these smutty, erotic, like 50 Shades of Grey. Women like the story. They don't like to picture things so much, but how is that going to make them feel? Okay. That's what they're really, really into. So when they're looking at your photos, a lot of people think it's the visual element. Oh, I have ripped abs. And, having ripped abs can help. But what kind of story are you trying to tell? If the ripped abs you're showing off is a selfie in the bathroom, and the bathroom looks like shit, what kind of story are you telling? Hey, I'm a broke loser who can't get a guy to take a picture of me, but I don't eat very much, so here are my abs. Not a great story. Now, if you went to the beach, like I was telling Andrew earlier, you went to the beach, had a surfboard and a nice pic of you just caught some waves and just some salt in your hair, and then you show the abs, then what kind of story are you telling? A much better one. Okay, so think about the story that you're telling, and the story can be told through multiple pictures. when somebody looks at my series of pictures, they know that I'm this like ambitious adventurer. I have a lot of travel photos. I have, things of me in different cool areas. I also, I have my own business and everything. So I'm showing all of those elements. That's the story that I'm trying to tell. And if you can't communicate that exactly the way you want it, totally fine. Just pick your best pictures, but start to think about that when you're, when you're trying to think of the photos to pick. Think about the story. The story is super, super important. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some examples. You guys ready? Let's do it. Give me a yes if you guys are ready to start looking at the photos. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, let me share my screen. All right, give me a message if you guys can see my screen. Yes. Yes, there we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at these. We're going to start from here. So this is my buddy. This is my friend. This is actually a really fucking good picture. What's the story that he's trying to convey? He's trying to convey, hey, you can just lie next to bed in me and have a good time. Lots of women like to be lazy and chill out. And he's got that warm smile. So the other thing that I didn't really talk about too much is the warm smile. And that's really what I was practicing when I was doing one selfie every single day in the mirror. Because I wanted a good smile. This motherfucker, he can smile with his mouth open, something I still can't do. if you can get like one of those, like that's killer, man. Women love that. Again, here's like, you can see the rule of threes here. If you divide it up into threes, his face is kind of more along the lines of there. Cool background, and look at the time of day he did it at. This is definitely during golden hour. This is not during the middle of the day. It would be too bright. And the colors are really good. Again, freaking great photo. What's the story here? He's at a festival. He's having a good time. The smile is light. It's good. And by the way, this was taken with an iPhone 6. Or wait, no, I think it was taken with an iPhone 5. I know because I was with him at this festival. Okay. So he took this with an iPhone 5, posted it shortly after. Okay, this was at lightning in a bottle. And again, you can see the sun is setting. You can see how great the lighting is. And look, rule of threes. Bam, 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 bam. Focus is like right here. Focus is here. Perfect. Okay, it's a great picture. Okay, this is probably his best one. I'm not expecting for any of you guys to have. By the way, these photos are great. They're what we should aspire to. But if you don't have a photo that's this good, it's okay. I started out from there as well too. Even as I am now, my photos aren't even quite this good. I'll show you them later on. But yeah, even my photos aren't quite that good yet. But if you see here, it's an action shot. It's taken. This is actually taken at golden hour as well too, because it's not the middle of the day. And then you can see he's having a good time. It's like rule of threes here as well too. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think this used to be his first picture. So it's active. He's doing some activities. Is my video keeps freaking interrupted? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's a good photo. Okay, so this is a photo of James. This is a photo of the guy in the UK who's the most swiped right guy on Tinder. Okay, this was just taken in front of a supermarket in the UK. I think it was in Shoreditch. But if you notice, having that cool, colorful background really helps. Yeah, it really helps, man. And rule of threes here too. It's on one of these lines. Okay, you can even see what the lines are. He's kind of in the middle, but whatever. He's not really looking at it, but yeah, colorful background really, really helps. And this one, so what I also would recommend that you guys do is try taking selfies. This was actually a selfie. Okay, if you notice, he cropped out his left arm, but that's basically what happened. Okay, the rule of three, Noel, is basically you divide the photo to three rows and 3 columns. Where the lines intersect, that's where the focus of the picture is going to be. So you see the rule of 3 was used very, very well here. So if we divide this up into 3 rows, 3 columns, one of the intersection points is right where his face is. Okay, so that's the rule of threes. All right. So yeah, this is the power of a selfie, man. And by the way, a guy in this call, Alex, you took a selfie. Just give a yes and or something, and let everybody know like how much I liked that picture you took, that selfie. Yeah, yeah, his picture was fucking awesome, man. And he just took it at home, right in front of his computer, doing exactly what you guys are doing right now. Okay, and ironically, that's not a bad story because that's what most women are doing too. She's like, oh, it's like me. He spends time in front of his computer too. Okay, this picture. I actually don't like this picture. He just looks jacked. I think that's probably why he got it. But it's kind of like a normal looking picture where it's like late at night. This is a great picture too. Okay, why is it a great picture? It's a great picture because he is. The colors are really good. Okay, you can see in the background everything, and they just took a quick photo of them doing some interesting activity. The lighting is really, really good. So I think it was taken at a right time. Sometimes in the UK, because it's cloudy all the time, you can take photos at certain times during the day, even in the middle of the day, if the clouds are just right and the lighting's really good. So just kind of pay attention to the lighting. And if you feel like it's a good shot, take it. All right, here's the cute/caring one. Notice how the colors aren't really that good, or the photo isn't really that good, but the story is what he's talking about. The story is he's a caring guy who takes care of animals. Women love that shit, right? And he's smiling too. Looks happy. This photo. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Which photo would this be of the four that I told you to take? Which do you think it would be? Could be caring. So Saji is right. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny/intriguing. Yes, convo starter. Yeah, as soon as I saw this photo, I was like, people, I bet you this is the most commented on photo. And it was. Okay. He's holding a cow. Like that's you want when women are on dating apps, dude, they're fucking no, 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 no. And then once in a while, a guy comes on that actually catches their eye, and it's because of shit like this. You want to stand out. You don't want to stand in. Too many people want to do what everybody else is doing, but if you do what everybody else is doing, you're not going to get matches on dating apps. Okay, do things to stand out, and this is an example of that. Color's actually pretty good too. Vegetarian. Okay, yeah, that's James right there. All right, this is another client that I had a while back. So his first photo, honestly, this is the epitome of standing out. Okay, I actually wouldn't recommend that you have this photo. Maybe for a stylish one, I might recommend it. But it's not something that's part of the curriculum that I usually teach. Okay, but it's hilarious. Who wouldn't? All right, I gotta check out this profile now. And who wouldn't comment on that? Oh my God, your first photo was hilarious. I'm dying. Okay, probably gets talked about a lot. All right, here's another photo of him. This is his social picture. The words on the photo, I'm not sure if I would do that in the editing too, but it worked for him. That was his style. That's who he is. Don't try and hide yourself. Try and show the best parts of yourself when you're on this. Okay. This would not be a good first pick. Okay, this would be a terrible first pick. At best, maybe make it like third or fourth or something like that. Okay, you don't want to put the social pick first because she doesn't know which one it's going to be. And here's the caring one again. The colors are awful. I mean, he's wearing a brown shirt and a brown background. You can't even fucking tell it's him. But what is he demonstrating? He's demonstrating that he cares for animals, and these deer look pretty cute. So I'm sure women, crazy over that. Okay, this is probably his best photo. Okay, what's the story there? Well, you can spend a fun evening with me on the docks. Plenty of chicks are going to be into that. Okay, he looks happy. He's got a warm smile. The colors are great. It was taken at the best point in time during the day. Great fucking photo. Yeah. I have $1 billion and wipe my ass with your paycheck. Yeah, not a photo that I would take, but definitely worked. Here's a better photo that a lot of you guys could probably implement. Look at him. I mean, he looks kind of goofy. You know, he's got a great body. The colors are pretty good. But he's, definitely needs a tan, that's for sure. This is probably, I like this pick a lot too. You know, it's a very stylish one. Something that I think you guys can implement as well too. This guy, my biggest critique of him, he has too many photos. He has too many photos. He's got like 8. He only needs half of that. And I'd probably take out the swimming one. I'd probably take out one of the other ones. I'd take out a lot of these photos, like they're unnecessary. Okay. So Adam showed you a before and after picture. If you guys have seen my channel, for those of you guys, this is a before and after picture. So what's the time difference between each of these photos? About 3 to 4 hours. Okay. The first photo was taken after that day at the festival. The photo taken before was taken earlier on at the festival that day. What's the difference between the two? The difference is the lighting. Okay. On the photo on the left, first of all, I'm holding the camera at the wrong angle too. So you want to hold the camera, if you're taking a selfie, you want to hold it at eye level. You can hold it a little bit higher sometimes too and get away with it, but I would recommend that you hold it at eye level. Okay, here I'm holding it down here. Don't hold it down there. Hold it at eye level. The other thing too is that if you notice, the light is shining on the bed. It's shining on the bed. It's not shining on the surrounding environment. Okay, it's not shining on me. You want to be the focus of the photo, but if it's focusing on other things, that's going to detract from your attractiveness. Okay. So the photo on the right is great. I actually saw this booth. I saw the lighting was great, and I made her take like 50. I'm not joking. I made her take like 50 photos. I took like 200 to 300 photos during the festival. I was just like, had a bunch of people take, and I picked this one. This photo was so good that we put the hashtag of the festival as hashtag Envision Festival. I had girls DMing me for weeks after, okay, saying, "Hey, will you be my Tarzan?" Blah blah, blah. Whatever. it was featured on the front page of the hashtag for Envision Festival, so a lot of people saw it. Okay, photo on the left looked like a skinny bitch. Photo on the right looked like a guy who might get laid. Okay. And obviously, what's the story here? The story here is fun. The story here is having a good time at a festival with my buddy. The story here is we like to get tribal. We like to get, into nature. And if you're into that sort of stuff, you can bet your ass girl's going to swipe right on that. Okay. So this is one thing to think about. The lighting here, obviously, the biggest factor. Okay. Do not look that ripped in the everyday. Okay. And here's another photo. This is something that I just took normally. I don't think you guys should copy it. I think it's fine. Okay. Yeah, that last one, this one's okay. If we touch it up, it can look a little better. Anyway, those are the series of photos, and that pretty much concludes how to take good pictures. So if you guys don't have any questions, what I'm going to do. By the way, were you in the Super Seducer Tinder chapter? No, I wasn't. I don't think so. Okay, if you're at rock bottom in the algorithm, so I'm not sure if they did shadow ban you because you're doing shifty stuff. I'm not sure what you can do, but if you do change your profile slowly over time, it will learn. It will learn. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do right now, you guys, is we're going to take a break, and I'm just going to go do Q&A. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your bio, and we're going to talk about the first message that you can start sending. So we're going to get through that. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to start looking at the questions, and in a couple minutes, I'll start answering them. So take a break, get a glass of water, pee if you have to. I'm actually going to pee really quick, and then I'm going to be right back, and then I'm going to start answering, doing the Q&A. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the impossible. I'm going to try and stop sharing my screen, actually. Let's go here. I'm going to go all the way up to where I was before. We'll see if I can start answering these questions. I want to get through all of them. Okay. We talked about the panic attacks. That's good. Okay, so let's start when Adam left. Okay, so a guy asked this. He asked about having a small penis. If you have a small dick, okay. Women care about your penis about as much as they care, or slightly less, as they care about the kind of car that you drive. Okay, that should be an indication about how important it is. Being kind, being confident, being ambitious, being driven, being someone that can protect them. All of these things are far, vastly more important than having a big dick. And actually, having a big dick for a lot of women don't want a guy with a huge dick. You know, having it's a gift and a curse. Not that I would know. My dick is pretty proportionate to my body. Um, but basically, you know, I've hung out with dude. I've had. I can't tell you this story. We had sex with like these three like smoking hot girls, me and my buddy, and he takes off his pants and he pulls out this freaking hammer, like maybe a foot long, at least a foot long. It's huge. Anyway, he wrecked these girls. Like it didn't even look pleasurable when he was having sex with them. Now, when I had sex with him with my normal sized dick, they actually came from it. There was no orgasm happening when it was through him. So having a big dick can be a gift and a curse. And truthfully, when it comes to the female orgasm, you guys know if you've done your homework, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come from stimulation, from your tongue, from your fingers, way more than they're going to come from your dick. And, you know, I'm a guy who can make a girl come pretty easily with his dick. But when it comes to fingers and tongue, I think it's still miles ahead. So get good at using those too, man. And after you've made her come a bunch of times, whatever size you got, she's gonna love it. She's gonna be ready to go. Because what happens with the vagina is that it's actually if you arouse them enough, it's designed to fit whatever size that you have. So even if you just got a 3 incher or whatever, if she's aroused and she's good to go, maybe you put your thumb down there too. Like you can still get her to have a great time with that. Okay. So yeah, I would just I would go down on her first, make her come really hard, and then you know whatever dick you got, she's gonna be super into. What's the formula for a good Tinder profile? We're going over that now. I'm afraid of being polarizing or cocky with girls because a part of me is afraid of offending her, even though I consciously know that I should be polarizing. Okay, offending people is okay. What's not okay is repressing who you are out of fear. That's coming from a place of weakness. You want to come from a place of strength. And look, I offend people all the time when I talk, but if you can get good at apologizing or get good at coming back and saying, oh, you know, making a joke or like if it doesn't work or whatever, then you know maybe make fun of yourself after. That way they know you can dish it out, but you can also take it as well too. So yeah, you can also go back at it. My confidence is shattered when I face rejection. Hey, I used to get that too, man. When I get rejected, I would really beat myself up. One of those things that you can do is start by executing with small wins. So if I walked up to a girl and she talked to me, that was a fucking win, man. If I, you know, went out and I couldn't get any girl's number, but a girl smiled at me, that was a win. You know, make sure that you're moving up in the right directions. Okay, even with Adam, dude, even Adam will go out and he won't have any success, but he'll be talking all day about that one girl who couldn't stop staring at him when she looked over twice. You know, like he focuses on the positive things. Okay, he's not focusing on the negatives. And when you focus on the negatives, that's when your confidence really gets shattered. You said in a video that you used to go out multiple times a week in the beginning. What if you don't have too many friends like that like going out. That's something that I'm going to talk about in the future. And right now you can get dates from your phone. So you can do that, or you can go out solo. I actually went out solo twice a week during this period. Once to twice a week. And yeah, it sucked at the beginning, but I'm really good at it now. Like I don't need, I love having friends and I think that you should cultivate that, but I don't need them. I'd like to know how to pick up women at the beach and music festivals. Okay, music festivals, it's all about fun, leading them to fun. Bring them into your group. If you try and force people or you try and follow them, that's not a good strategy, okay? Women don't fuck those guys, okay? Bring them into the fun. What about Marnie? Is she good? Pretty. Marnie's been in the game for a while. I actually have not met her yet, but I probably will. Okay, so somebody's messaging me about how he's gained a little weight. He's kind of depressed right now. Yeah, we could definitely talk about that later, man. So if you, we'll talk about another program that I think would be good for you, where we can talk about that. But let me just give you a brief kind of story about myself. I was in that position too. Like I was in the same position where I was suicidal. I was like, I didn't look very good. I was alone and isolated, and I was surrounded by hot women all the time. I think that was like the hardest part for me. And so what I needed to do was I needed to just start focusing on the things that I could control and start making progress. If you prove to yourself that you can go in an upward direction, that is really what separates the guys that are going to be successful and the guys that aren't going to be successful. Because the guys that aren't going to be successful, they go for a really large goal and they don't get there and they think they're a failure and then they just accept it. Okay, so build some momentum up, man. Get those small wins going. Focus on the things that are going to start making you feel good and start doing them every day. Start small, get big. There's a saying in Latin. It's called, I'm probably fucking up the pronunciation, but nobody speaks Latin anymore. So it's called omnium rerum principia parva sunt. And that means all beginnings are small, meaning everything that you start out with comes with baby steps. Every business, every person like me or Adam, it all started with baby steps. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's get some more fucking questions in here. You guys not on lockdown, is it prohibited to meet even for, I don't know what that says. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, so I'm going to get to the more recent questions, you guys. I stop at times because I realize I hide because it's an excuse to not approach in real life. Okay, yeah, that's a fair criticism of online dating, but don't worry, we're going to be doing both. Yeah, with Hinge, you gotta calibrate the algorithm. It's probably 5 a.m. when this call is over. Still start immediately, or would tomorrow be better? No, you want to start. Dude, there's girls up at 5 a.m. There's girls up at 5, and they will match. They will message you, and they might even come over that same night. I'm not joking. Literally 2 weeks ago, we were in. I was in San Diego. And I was with a bunch of my buddies. I had already had a girl, there, so I was good to go. I already got late, and I was like, yo, you guys, I'm going to bed. So I went to bed. It was around 2 a.m. When I went to bed, my buddy had no girls, nothing, hadn't even logged on Tinder. Half hour later, he logs on Tinder, starts swiping. Gets this girl, who I think she was a stripper or something like that. Gets this girl to come over at freaking 4 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m. They have sex, they, hang out, drink a little bit, whatever, and she leaves at around 6, 7 a.m. Okay? Yeah. There's girls who are going to be up. I think it was even later than that, actually. It's a Friday night. Any websites that alert you to new dating apps? I don't know about that, but if you find of any, then yeah, just search around, and usually if it's a new one, they will be trying to promote it. How do you filter the girls who are there for validation? You get to, I'm going to be talking about this a lot. You get to next steps. Okay. Ask for that phone number. get off the app. If they won't get off the app, just looking for attention. Okay. If they won't meet you in person, just looking for attention. If they won't get on a FaceTime call or a call, just looking for attention. And by the way, if they say no, it's okay. It's okay. Like, just keep talking to them. But if they're not progressing with you, then it's time for you to make the decision whether you want to move on or not. Okay. Should you? Yeah, I already answered that. Okay, we're going to talk about reducing flakes. Pictures with cats work. Pick up your profession. Talked about that. We want college age cheerleaders that are naked. 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, sir. Sign me up. Yeah, rule of three. Talked about that again. If you're at rock bottom of the algorithm, how can you get back without deleting it? Yeah, like I said, baby steps, and I think it'll eventually start to learn. But if you're truly shadow banned, I think you might need to start a new Facebook account. And don't restart your account because it'll know. Yeah, try and make a new Facebook account and then try it that way. Yeah, so start with the basics and move from there. For first pick, is pick from the side fine, or would you recommend where I look straight in the camera? Your first picture should be your best picture, whatever it is. The only ones that I don't like that are really good is if there's multiple people in there. And I actually have my buddy in it with my first photo, but I'm clearly the centerfold on that one. So yeah, I definitely think that you can have all different kinds of photos for your first one. I would encourage you to make it your best photo, your first one. Try and look approachable. So sometimes guys, when I'm looking at their photos, they think their best photo is usually a photo of them looking like really mean or serious. And yeah, sure, women are into the kind of serious guy. But having a nice warm smile makes you look approachable. If you look too intimidating, that's something that will make them nervous and make them not want to message you. One of the things that James has going for him is not only is he a good-looking guy, but he knows how to take most of us because he knows how to take a photo. But he also looks very approachable with the way that he takes them. So make sure that you're approachable as well too. Is there some good photo editing apps for Android? Yeah, dude, use Photos. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Okay, if you have an Android, go to Google Photos, click on a photo, and then if you go to the three lines down here, you see the three lines? That's the editing tool. Oh wait, no, that's not. These are the three lines. Three lines right here. Go to the editing tool. That's a picture of me in the fucking bathroom. Don't do that. And then there's another three lines right here. So then it goes here. So you can change the light. You can change the color, make it more colorful. You can't really see, but it's changing. I would enhance the colors, and then you can also make it pop more. Yeah, making it pop more is really good. A lot of those video editing apps that you have, you can do that. I do that with all the photos. Okay. Cool. Yeah, if you just sign on, can you guys mute yourself? Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Would you be open to critique my profile bio? So on this particular program, I won't be able to critique your specific bios. I might be able to do that tomorrow if you can just type it really quickly in like a couple lines. But that's typically like something I only go over with my bigger programs. And I can talk about those later. I've had some girls ask me out of concern how big I am. I guess they've had some bad experiences. So I'm assuming you mean big, like big as your dick, or big as like your size as a man. Saji, can you be a little bit more specific? Your dick, okay. Yeah. If they're asked, I wouldn't even answer that question straight. I would just be like, she's like, how big's your dick? How big's your mouth? That's what I would say. Or big enough. There's no fucking reason why she needs to know that information. And if you give it to her and you actually like say it, then that kind of shows that you're being a little submissive. No, I've never. Let me give you this. I've never ever had a girl demand to know my dick size who wasn't trying to be a bitch, for lack of a better term. I'll use another word, but she's fucking with you. Almost every time I've had a girl say that to me, she's fucking with me. And so if you play along with her game, then you kind of don't really pass her test. So I wouldn't answer that question. Um, is it okay to have social photos if your friends are significantly better looking than you? No, don't put them in. I used to have a buddy who'd say I may have a small dick, but I fuck like a starfish. You guys are cracking me up. The ideal size for orgasm is between 6 and 8 inches. Anything over 8 inches goes past inches. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's your tongue and your fingers are way better, regardless. How can I escalate in public? I live with my parents. Yeah, don't worry, man. If you live with your parents, if you have a car, you can use that. You can go to her place. There's lots of opportunities for you there. So figure out her situation as well too, and then you can still make things work. I used to have tons of sex in my car. I used to fuck in my buddy's closet. I used to what else? I had a threesome in my buddy's closet. The girls came home. The girls came home and they're like, "So where's your room?" And I'll show you. And then I fucking open the closet and they're just like, "Is this really your room?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the parlor." We had a threesome in there. It's hilarious. Um, what precaution are guys taking when going out to meet girls during this COVID period? Okay, so if you're not around older folks, like you're gonna be fine. No one, you're gonna be fine, dude. Now, if you're really concerned, maybe you have older folks at home and you're really scared about putting them at risk, then yeah, just stick to online dating and FaceTiming. There's tons of FaceTime dates. We'll talk about that in the next lesson. And yeah, that'll be something that we cover then. I love doing FaceTime calls, man. FaceTime calls are great. Do you prefer we use our face cam during these? I actually prefer you do use your face during these calls so I can kind of see how you guys are reacting to what I'm saying. And I can see kind of what you guys look like. But if you're in your underwear, you're taking a shit, please don't show your your video. It's easy for me to find and talk with very good, kind, quality women, and it's a problem when they get attached to me. But gradually, I don't feel the same chemistry for them. They begin to be suffocating, so I put them in the friend zone, and they get mad and behave badly. How can I have a good relationship explaining them that we will not have a great story together? Okay, so basically the reason why they're getting mad is because you changed. You were super into them at the beginning, and then you gradually changed, and you did it in a way where you weren't communicating with them properly. So the girl that I'm seeing right now, she's this Russian girl. She knows that I'm a dating coach. She knows that I have girls in other areas that I talk to. She knows who I am, and we have a very good relationship. She's very supportive. She's awesome girl. Um, she knows that I'm not going to be something for the long term because we've talked about it. I said, look, I travel around a lot, and I have this company that I'm running, and I don't know if I can be monogamous. Like I've had those conversations with her, and she's still cool to hang out with me as long as you're honest and upfront at the beginning about who you are, and you don't have to say it on the first date, hey, I'm not going to be monogamous with you, or like all this stuff. Like save that for maybe if you've been seeing each other for a few weeks at least. But if you're changing your behavior drastically, like you're acting super into them at the beginning, and then you're not into them for whatever reason, if that's happening consistently, I would take a look at why you're acting super enthusiastically. Like, why are you so into these women at the beginning, and then later on, you're not? That would be a good question for you to ask yourself. It might be that after you find out that a girl's interested in you, you don't think that they're high quality. That's very possible. Or it could be you're just not talking to women that you find attractive in the first place and you just want to get laid. And then after you get laid, you're just like, oh, I'm not really that interested in that person anymore. Okay. So I would ask yourself those questions and see if you can come up with a good answer because you want to be setting expectations from the beginning. How could I improve on shit tests? Okay. I don't like the word shit test, and I'll tell you why. Shit test indicates that there's a test and that's something that you should focus on. The way you pass a shit test is to just continue doing what you're doing and not get thrown off by it, not let it affect you. Girl walks up to me, you know, you're really skinny. I'm like, yeah, I know. If I stand to the side, you can barely even see me. You know, I make a joke out of it, and then I just continue what I'm doing. If I was like, oh shit, she's giving me a shit test now. I have to act alpha to pass this shit test. Then she's gonna think, all right, this guy's weird. Okay. Are there lots of women on Tinder just to get more followers on Insta? Yeah, there are. There are some girls who do that. Can you get girls off Instagram? Yeah, you can. Just installed Hinge. What are the recommended prompts? We'll talk about that right now. We're going to talk about your bio. How can I have a social photo if you don't have many friends? You know, pick one with your, if you got one, pick one with your family member or something like that. But just show that you're around and you're around people. You're in social settings. You're in public places. That would be a good thing too. All right. So let's talk about the bio. How do you get girls in your social circle to chase you? I feel like stakes are kind of, yeah, it's the way that you're going about it, dude. You need to start organizing events and invite people to them. If you're the one who's organizing things, you're the kind of center, you're bringing all the value, then the girls will chase you. But the problem is that when most guys are in girls in social circles, the girls are inviting them to do stuff and they're just kind of hanging around. The girl will never fuck you if you're putting yourself in that position, because you're always going to be following her. All right, cool. So let's talk about the bio. You guys ready to talk about this? Give me a yes if you're ready to talk about it. Cool. Don't worry, Vic. I'll get to your question in a second. Perfect. Let's do it, you guys. So the bio is something that, you know, a lot of people get wrong or don't focus on, or they write, give me a hell yeah. Yes. All right. So your bio, first of all, when it comes to your social media and your dating profiles, the first thing that I want all of you guys to do is I want you to eliminate all sort of negativity. Okay. A lot of people think that they're being funny when they're being sarcastic. Doesn't usually read very well. Women are taking this seriously. And a lot of times you think you're being funny and you end up ostracizing a lot of different women because of it. So what I would recommend that you guys do is eliminate, make sure it's positive, make sure it's fun and playful. This is what a lot of guys do, and I actually just went over this in one of my other groups. So if you guys are hearing this, you're probably hearing a lot of repeated information. And that's what guys will tend to do is they'll tend to list things. They'll tend to list all their different, oh, hi, my name is Lloyd. My favorite things to do, or I like climbing, I like jujitsu, I like, I don't really like climbing. What else? I have my own business. I enjoy traveling. You sound like 90% of the other profiles out there, probably even 95. Okay. Why would somebody swipe right on this? So some people think that, oh, but I'm listing different things in them. Usually you're not listing very different things from them. And on top of that, women don't look at your profile and think, oh, he listed all these interests that are cool. No, they just see a list. They see a list. What I would start with, if you're on Tinder, Tinder's your bio short. So you want to start with something funny that's going to make them laugh. You want to show, you don't want to tell. What do I mean by this? When I'm listing things down, hi, my name's Lloyd. I like XYZ. I like, ABC. That's listing. Okay. Listing is telling. You don't want to tell, you want to show. A better way might be like, if you were going to talk about yourself, I don't know if I would include this in the bio, but this is an example of showing, not telling. I'm the kind of guy that you can hike up a tall mountain and secretly carry a six-pack on the way, all the way up, just so we could crack open a beer when we get to the top. That's showing, not telling. She can picture herself going on that hike with me, getting to the top and thinking, wow, this is a great view. And then she hears that, and she's like, oh my God, did you bring beers? You know it. I hand her the beer, we clink glasses, and then we drink the beer up there. She can picture that. She can picture that cool experience. Women are about the story. It's not a job resume. Okay? what you're designing is you're designing a marketing document. Now, anyone who's done marketing or done copywriting or that sort of stuff, if you just list, hey, if you buy this product, you're going to get a bunch of shit, that never sells. Nobody wants to click on that. Why does nobody want to click on that? Because it's lame. It's boring. Dude, lists put people to sleep. Stories keep people awake all night. Tell them a good story. Tell them and show them what that's going to look like with you. Okay? And what I would do too is focus on the kind of girl that you're looking for and be positive about it. One of the things I wrote on my profile is like, you're the kind of girl who wakes up late, isn't afraid to get to work on time, and but will show up for happy hour, even if she has even if she feels stressed or frustrated, something like that, something positive. Okay. I'm showing. And then when she reads the profile, she kind of pictures herself in it, and a lot of times they'll follow suit. If you're tall, I would put your height in there. If you're 6 feet and above, I would put your height in there, even 5'11". Put your 5'10" or 5'11". If you're not that height, don't worry about it. You can still get hot girls, but just leave that information to yourself. Okay. Women don't usually care. Women usually don't care about the height so much, but they care about if you're insecure about it. Okay. The biggest threat that I see is that if a guy's short, he's really insecure about it. Okay. So yeah. So those are the things that I would put for the bio. Let's talk about some examples of bios that I have. I can bring up a couple of them. Let me just my notes. All right. Okay, so here's some good examples of, or like a kind of a good format to go off of when you're on like Tinder or something like that. Okay. Okay, I can't minimize while I'm recording. No worries. So sometimes I usually open, if it's on Tinder, I usually open with something like funny and silly. So sometimes I would write like, not to brag or anything, but my mom thinks I'm hilarious. And then I would write like, dating me is like walking through, I kind of do the show, not tell. And then I would, at the end of it, I would end with something funny as well too. So you want to start with funny, end with funny. Women want to go for playful, especially if it's on Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge. Playful always beats being serious. Okay. You want to do a little bit of actual information about you, but don't list too many things. Don't be too specific about yourself. Oh, I really like this, and make it all specific. Okay. Then when women are looking at dating apps, they're always thinking about problems that might occur. They're always thinking about, oh, if this guy is going to be too into working out. I don't like working out that much, so we might not get along. Okay, so if you're like, oh, I'm super all into about fitness, and I like women who are into fitness too, those kinds of things that might get a lot of women to swipe left. Okay. Instead, maybe you could say something like, I'm the kind of guy who loves to take a hot shower and relax on a rocking chair after a good workout. You said you like to work out, but you also emphasize the fact that, like, hey, I like to sit down and chill too, which would appeal to both people who like to work out, but also to people who like to relax as well too. So you see how you kind of have that dichotomy as well. Okay. Yeah, and here's some funny opening lines. The bio is a lot of it's douchebag filtering. So, women, if you have a really good profile, a lot of women just assume you're a douchebag. So I think that your bio is pretty important for that. They will read your bio. So here's a good one that I like to use. Don't read this next sentence. And then underneath that, I wrote, you little rebel, I like you already. You could write, one of my buddies had this. He's like, are cats or dogs better? ? And then underneath it, he wrote, don't know if I could eat a whole one. um, and then here's some kind of these are edgy ones. So you're gonna get girls that are gonna swipe left if you see them. But if you know what you're looking for and you got a good profile, you can pull them off. So he used to write at the bottom of his profile, he'll write like, "I'll only boss you around if you're naked." And he would talk about how he was like, you know, really fun, adventurous kind of guy. So she already knows that he's maybe more of a party kind of hookup kind of guy. By the way, don't ever say that, "Oh, I'm just looking for girls who want to fuck," or like if you're DTF, or I don't think anyone's going to do that here. But like, you really want to make sure that you're like not being direct about that sort of stuff. But you can kind of filter for women who are looking to hook up. So he, at the bottom of this, after he talked about kind of like what a fun, adventurous guy is, he would say, "I'll only boss you around if you're naked." And then you can also like swipe right if you think you have a cute bum. All right. He didn't say swipe right if you're down to just hook up. Swipe right if you're horny. Those things would have gotten everybody to swipe left. When you're with women, you can't really be direct about that sort of stuff. Like if you want to talk about sex, you can talk about it, but when it's in written form, you need to be a little bit careful about the way that you do that. So that can work if you're just trying to hook up with women and you have a good profile. Okay, cool. So those are some examples of the bio. I can give you an example about one that I used. It's all right. Bubble here. I wrote, "Tired of looking for some companionship in these tough times. Tired of having conversations with my sofa." And then underneath that, I wrote, "If you've ever had a crush on Jason Momoa or Jesus Christ, I pretty much look like their son." And then, I kind of gave the example that I did at the end. Dating me is like that, XYZ. I showed, didn't tell. And that was my bio. Okay, cool. All right, so we've done a pretty good dent in this. We're about 25 minutes left. So what I wanted to talk about was a few things, some opening messages that I think that you guys. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to them because I want you guys to actually start swiping and talking to girls. So your assignment for today is going to be the following. I want you to write this down. Everybody get a pen and paper, write this down. I want you to be on a minimum of 3 dating apps, 3 to 5. Okay. If you want to be overachiever, do 5. I recommend you do 5. Get an account. If you don't have an account, download them, pick your best pictures, and I want you to swipe until you're maxed out. Okay. Yes, if you match with girls on there, I want you to message all of them. Okay. I want you to message all of them. It's a Friday night, right? For some of you, it's going to be a little late, but you can still do it. For guys that are, on the East Coast, guys who are on the Central Time, guys who are in Pacific Standard Time, like me, this is fucking prime time, dude. It's Friday night, 9 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever it is. This is a great time to be on Tinder, or Bumble or Hinge or Facebook dating, whatever it is, whatever you guys are on. So pick 3 to 5 apps, get on there, swipe till you're maxed out. That's the requirement of you. Okay. So you're either one of the few things is going to happen. You're going to start messaging girls, or you're not going to start messaging girls. And then from there, we can kind of like give you feedback on your pictures. And then we're going to talk a lot more about messaging tomorrow, setting up a date, and learning how to meet women in real life, especially in these times. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be following up with that. So make sure that you attend tomorrow's lesson, because this was kind of how to create your dating profile, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. There's a lot more shit that we got to cover. So that's your assignment for today. Download those 3 apps, swipe till you're maxed out. And if you get matches, message all those girls. Okay, cool. So now that we have the assignment, you guys have a couple more questions, and I'm just going to be answering as many questions as you guys have right now until the end. So use this time wisely. Okay, is joking about something, wait, hold on. There was a question I had before then. Okay, Vic B. Yeah. I have a FaceTime date tomorrow with a woman I met on Tinder because I'm nervous because when we text, her texts are super short and she doesn't appear to be very engaged. Should I be concerned? Um, yeah, I mean, you should be concerned. I'm more concerned uh, that you're this nervous about this girl. It means you probably don't have a whole lot of other options available for you. Like, when it comes to online dating, you guys, I'm going to give you a little brief introduction about starting the opening messages. You should not be spending any brain time thinking about these women. Like, no women in online dating is worth thinking for longer than like 2 seconds about. You don't know these persons yet. They might be a fucking dude. You have no idea. No woman is worth stressing about that. So for a FaceTime date, you're still vetting her. You're still deciding if she is going to be a good match for you. And if she's not giving you her attention, that's a big red flag. That's something that I really look for. If she's not willing to give me your time and attention, that's a big deal. So yeah, you should be concerned. And right now she's like, well, I'm going to put my best effort forward, but this girl's on thin ice right now. Like, she needs to show me a little bit more stuff. And maybe you talk to her and the call goes amazing. That's happened to me tons of times where I thought a girl wasn't into me, and it turns out she's a little cold over text. She doesn't her social skills when it comes to technology just aren't very good. Okay. Is joking about something like being short good? I put this in my bio. My friends say I'm short, but my mom says to her I am the greatest. Would not mention it at all. I just wouldn't mention it at all. Um, you know, Maybe there's a good way that you can joke about it, but the fact that you're thinking about it shows that you think it's a problem. Okay. There's another app called Azar where you automatically face call with another person. Oh, interesting. Yeah, tell me how that goes. I don't know about that app, so I'd love to see if it works. It works. Great. Can we say swipe left if you're in a relationship? I would not. Again, any negativity that you have in there, I just wouldn't put in there. The women who put you guys ever read those profiles where like the women who are like swipe left if you're looking to hook up, like don't talk to me if you're like, and you're just like, oh, this girl sounds like a super pleasant creature, dying to meet her, but you still swipe right if she's hot, right? Like, same thing. Okay, you don't want to be that guy that's being super negative, because like, it just comes to bite you in the ass. The women that do that they should really get coached by me, because they would do a lot better if they weren't putting so much negativity out there in the world. And like I said, sarcasm just generally doesn't come across well, especially with a dating app and text. Did anyone else chat free? Okay. What would you think of this bio for Bumble? I'm the type of guy that'll take you on an adventurous hike full of rocks and fallen trees, but the reward is refreshing cool down at the bottom of the waterfall. Yeah, that sounds dope, dude. That was descriptive. I can picture myself doing that. I'm not quite sure what an adventurous hike full of rocks and fallen trees. You mean we're going to walk past fallen trees? Yeah, maybe be a little bit more specific about that. But I think that would be. I think that's good. So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona at 6:38 here. Is that a good time for those apps? I mean, dude, it's a Friday evening, probably after dinner, around 8 to 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is when things are going to start heating up, but I'm probably going to get some right now. Thoughts on the red pill? Glad you asked. Okay, the red pill started, I agree with like 90% of what the red pill says. Okay, I think it's great for a lot of things. However, guys who read the red pill almost universally don't get laid. And there's a reason for that, because like Adam was saying, I actually, like, I found when I wasn't getting laid, I was like really into the red pill. Like, 8 years ago, 8 to 9 years ago, I think I was like on Reddit and stuff. And I didn't really, like, I learned a lot and I learned a lot about women, but it made me really bitter and super negative. Like, it's telling you the truth, but it's telling you a certain side of the truth. If all you learn about a certain person are the negative aspects of them, and that's all you hear, you're probably not going to like that person very much. But you're missing all the positive aspects of them too. There's a lot of great things about women. Like women are super caring and like way kinder than men are, and they're sexy and they provide a certain like level of comfort and nurturing that just men, I find it's very tough for them to embody. It's very tough for them to express that side of themselves. And the red pill, they always seem to find the negative in situations. And they're like, but this is positive because it's helping you. No, it's not fucking positive, dude. You're only talking about negative shit. So yes, is it true? Yeah, almost every, a lot of what they say is true, but it's a certain side of the truth, and you're ignoring the positive sides. My recommendation is that once you've learned enough about the red pill, don't go back to it. You've learned what you need to learn. It's time to focus on the positive. It's time to start having success and positive experiences. Because I actually had to go back and force myself to read the red pill stuff, because once I started actually doing well with women and getting laid, I didn't even think about looking at it. There was no point. I would actually laugh when people would talk to me about it. It's like, why are you looking at that? It's so negative. But I can see the appeal because it is part of it's true. How can I send you my profile for a quick review? So I'm not doing profile reviews on this, but in other programs I do. This $33 program, I don't have time to review your profiles. What happens if you miss with a joke online? My life coach openly said I couldn't do a negative self-talk after a joke. Okay, so it depends. It depends what kind of joke you make. You know, if you made a joke, I would honestly just try and change the subject and go to someplace else. Yeah, jokes are a little bit tough on text. I usually go for more things that are going to be positive than negative. But yeah, if you made a mistake and you feel like, it didn't go well, yeah, you can sometimes go back on it. The problem is I see guys that they second guess themselves all the time, and too much. So my guess is if you've shown kind of nice guy needy behavior in the past, permission seeking, that it's going to come across that way for you in the future. So yeah, I think that if you made a bad joke, maybe just try to change the subject to something more positive after that, and that would be a better option. So do we message all the girls we swipe right on, or do we message only the girls that we match with? I used Tinder for like 2 days, so I don't really know how to use this shit. Yeah, you can only message girls that you match with. So that would be it. You just answered about social circles earlier, but I wanted to make sure. So basically, you recommend that among my friend circle, I should be the one who takes initiative to plan things like, hey, let's go out to eat. Hey, I heard this is something fun that we should try. Is that what you meant? Absolutely do. Yeah, start becoming that guy. Start making things happen. That's the kind of guy women want. Women are looking for that guy. And yeah, sure, sometimes the guy who just hangs out in the group gets a girl, but he usually gets a girl who's like kind of looks like him, and they're into the same shit and they just happen to fall together. Okay, but if you want to be a guy who's successful with women, who has more options and is more in control of his dating life, that's what you got to be doing. I'm 18. Any tips when dealing with women in their 20s? Sometimes I match them, but I really do stress when talking to them or having a date with them that they'll view me as immature and inexperienced. Love your thoughts on this, dude. It's fine. You're a young kid. So basically, when I was really young and I was dating women that were older, one of the things that I did was I showed a lot of the plans and the things that I would like to do in the future. I would be calm. I wouldn't be as too fidgety. I think a lot of times guys when they're younger, they tend to fidget a lot. That's not very attractive. Okay, if you're a young guy, being a young guy is tough because they're the least desired group. Young men are not desired. Older men are much more desired. Young women are desired. Problem is the older men still desire the younger women. So you're competing with guys that are older than you that have a lot more experience, and that can be tough. So the way that you compete with them is that you show potential. If women see potential in you, if they see the signs that you could be something in the future, and that doesn't mean bragging about all the stuff that you're going to do and not following through. That just means being assured and confident, and when you say you're going to do something, you do it. Do you consider sarcasm negative? A lot of times it is negative. If you pull it off right, you can. I'm super sarcastic. I say sarcastic shit all the time. That's why I'm talking about it a lot. It's really hard to convey on a dating app when they're just reading text. So pretty much impossible. I would say avoid it. Avoid it with the dating apps. You can pull it off sometimes in person, and that's the first few times you do it, make it pretty obvious. And then once she just, oh, this guy's nice to make sarcastic jokes, then now she kind of knows that you're going to make those in the future. Okay. And then I'm guessing having the initiative and organizing events for the whole friend group makes me attractive to the girl. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And you're the most valuable guy there. Like, women go where the value is. That's why kings and sultans and all these people, like they were just naturally the people who were giving the value to others. Like, women go where the value is. Okay. What about this bio? I won't bite unless you ask. That's cute. I like it. I'm not sure if it would be right for your profile, Zach. But yeah, try it out. See what happens. I think for you, you should go for fun and you should go for interesting. Like, talk about your, maybe your stand-up comic. So I would incorporate some of that stuff. And then make fun of, and if you're willing to make fun of yourself and be self-deprecating, that's really good too. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. Yeah, here we go. But I can't help but get nervous when I have my first FaceTime date. I'm thinking I'm just reading too much. Okay, so we'll go over kind of how I usually do a FaceTime date. FaceTime dates are fun, dude. I usually give them like a tour of my place. I'm usually like playing around. I'm usually like, can you see me now? Can you see me now? I'm just like fucking around with it. And then they're just like, they're laughing, the whole time. So yeah, make it short too, by the way. Don't make the FaceTime call like too long. Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want to. Yeah, okay. Don't, if you get caught in the red pill rabbit hole, it takes a long time to get out of there, and probably not going to be getting laid too much during that period of time. What do you think about Todd? I've been trying to work with Todd for a while. A lot of people, when they come on my channel, they've usually seen some of Todd's videos. I'm not sure. Todd doesn't really collaborate with a lot of people. He's kind of secretive, so I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. But I think Todd, I love him. I think I wish he would stop using pickup terms, but he came from that old school era where they're just going to always use pickup terms, and it's fine, I guess. You have a girl as a friend, and you suddenly observe that she starts to chase you. How do you manage the fact that you want maximum to sleep together? Will you lose her as a friend? No, I think as long as you have open communication with somebody and you don't make it weird, and as long as you take her feelings into account the whole time, you can absolutely jump between friend and lover to friend. As long as you're talking with each other, as long as like things are, and look, sometimes maybe the best thing for you two to do is to take a break from each other. Like, that can happen if the feelings are too strong. But if you're not talking with her, you don't know that. So being transparent and open communication is pretty key there. And always make sure that it's fun. It should always be fun. You should always be smiling at this person. On a drill call, I lost an opportunity because I said the name wrong. I called this woman Carrie instead of Cassie. Is that too pedantic, or is that a genuine? It's not that bad, dude. You said Carrie instead of Cassie. I mean, if it's your first time meeting, it's not that big of a deal. Do women predetermine whether or not they want to be with you? Because there's people saying that cold approaching is a waste of time, but I disagree. Okay, people who say cold approaching is a waste of time just don't know how to do it, or they're doing it in the wrong places. So cold approaching works. Like I said before, I even started online dating or organizing events. That's all I did, and I slept with hundreds of women from it. A lot of them were freaking hot. So yeah, absolutely, it works. So it's just the same thing as anything. Some of them are going to like you. Some of them aren't going to like you. The biggest deal that I see with guys who don't do well with cold approaching is that when they get rejected, they get super down on themselves and they give up. The guys who do well don't. What kind of opening text did you send to a girl you want to reconnect with? A girl who we flirted a lot in the past, even face to face, but I never got confident enough to take the next step. Then things happened where we no longer saw each other on consistently and stuff. Dude, yeah, you can reopen things at any time. Be like, hey there, stranger. Just was doing, I don't know, was folding my laundry and I saw a shirt that you liked. Thought of you. How's your life going? Something like that. Thoughts on dating a girl you are family friends with, parents are friends with, close friends with her brother. yeah, you want to make sure that you're listening to her and being transparent with her as well. Okay. And yeah, the times things get weird is when people don't talk to each other and they think that the other person is going to do bad things to them. So as long as you're talking to each other, you should be fine. Saw a sexy girl I worked with before on Facebook. Should I friend request her? Hey, I love. Yeah, absolutely. Send her a friend request. You can get girls off Facebook as well. Can men in their early 50s still date women in their 20s? A woman friend of mine trying to shame men for trying to date. You know why women shame men for doing that? Because they're old too, and they are bitter that they can't get the woman. So, Steve, I know you asked this question, or no, you didn't ask this. Chris asked this question. I have a client right now who's in my one-on-one premium package. He's 48. He's 48. He is dating 5 women. One of them is in her 30s. One of them is 20 years old. One of them is 22 and a model. Another one is well, he got that girl. He's a real estate agent, so she's early 30s too. Okay, yeah, you can see the breakdown of them. You can absolutely do that. Okay, and the reason why women shame you is because life is great for a woman, up until you hit around, you start to get into the 30s, and then they start hitting the wall, and then the fear sets in, and they start getting angry. It happens. Don't let women tell you how to act, ever. Okay. Can an average or below average looking guy date an attractive older woman? Average younger? Yeah. Okay. When I was in my early 20s and I couldn't get like girls around my age to sleep with me, I would go for like girls who were in their early 30s. And then I started learning to do this, and then I didn't have to. But some of them were still so good in bed, I was like, "Fuck it, go sleep with them." But yeah, absolutely, you can. Here's the thing about dating older women. Me personally, I wouldn't make them like a long-term girlfriend. I just wouldn't do it. You're going to encounter a lot of problems. Okay, have you seen the Tinder biohack by Tay Social? No, I have not. I've been thinking about collaborating with Tay. In terms of the information he's giving out, I'm not sure. I don't really know a whole lot about him before I comment. Obviously, he puts pretty good infield footage out there, but infield footage can be. I'd be careful when you look at infield footage. I got great infield footage too that I haven't released because I don't want my channel getting deleted. Tay clearly just doesn't give a fuck. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to see more of his stuff to have an opinion about it. I have a problem with stuttering. After stuttered in front of her in a very obvious way, what's the best way to react after it happens? Been trying to overcome it, but haven't really made that big of a problem. Yeah, so get good at making fun of yourself, and don't make fun of yourself in a condescending way. It's in a lighthearted, kind of like slightly self-deprecating way. You understand that you have your. Just be like, if you start stuttering, just like, don't worry, this happens all the time. Give me a second. Don't worry, I got this. And then if you turn it into a joke and you have a smile about it, then they'll start smiling too, and you can bring them in. You can maybe, I don't know, you can say something like, sorry, my Michael J. Fox is kicking in. My inner Michael J. Fox is kicking in. That'd be kind of funny. How long would you say should you chat with a girl on Tinder before asking for a date? Okay, yeah, so 10 to 15 lines. Within 10 to 15 lines, I'm trying to get them off the app. If you've sent like 5 text messages back and forth really quickly, then maybe you can stay on the app. But if you've been talking to her multiple days in a row, I'm trying to get off that app. Yeah, I'm trying to get a phone number. If she wants to give me the Snapchat, and fuck Snapchat, dude. I'm not taking the girl's Snapchat. I might take her Instagram. What do you think about no contact to attract somebody to turn on? So the no contact rule, it was made popular by women, and then men started kind of jumping on it. And anything, anything that tells people not to do anything spreads like wildfire. Does the no contact rule work? Yeah, sometimes it does. It gets them to text you, and so people are like, oh damn, the no contact rule worked. Me personally, in my life, I don't give a shit if a girl texts me back or not. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking if I actually get laid and if I actually like this girl. That's my two most important things. And if I want to keep seeing her, those are the types of questions I'm asking myself. I'm not asking myself, oh, did she text me? I don't give a fuck if she texts me. In fact, if it's not going to happen, I'd rather she just not. So you can get a girl to text you, but you have to ask yourself, am I just trying to get this girl to message me more by no contact? Or am I actually trying to get her to like me? And if you're actually trying to get her to like you, you should show interest. And if she's not with it, move on to somebody else and save yourself some time. But the waiting around, not messaging women is a really low value thing to do. And the only guys advocating this are Adam talked about at the beginning. The guys just not getting laid. They're not getting women. The no contact rule is for those kinds of guys. Does it work to get a text message? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I think it's more pain than it's worth. That's my opinion. Are women the choosers when it comes to dating? At the beginning, women tend to be more choosers for sex. Women compete. Okay, this is how it works. Men compete for commitment. Sorry, men do not compete. Men compete for sex. Women compete for commitment. You kind of seen this, right? You start hooking up with a girl. Usually, that girl is fine to start dating you. Like, most of the girls that I'm sleeping with, they would be fine to date me. It's kind of my call if I want to date them or not. And so that's why women get frustrated with men when they're not coming through. That's the number one complaint when it comes to females in the dating industry. All of them universally pretty much are looking for a boyfriend. No, very few people come to a dating coach trying to get laid. They almost always want a boyfriend because sex is easy for them. Commitment, not so much. What to say about moving on from women, but you didn't really mess up with, but it didn't go anywhere. I keep seeing this woman that I made out with a couple times on all these dating apps. Yeah, we got to get you some more women. If you're still thinking about this girl that you made out with. Yeah, I don't know if you can write. So you want to write down all the negative stuff that or the stuff she wouldn't let you do. Write all that shit down, and that can help. But I think as soon as we get you some options, man, as soon as you start killing it, you're not going to be worrying about that girl. She's going to be a fart in the wind. Do you believe in the mentality that focusing on yourself or focusing on getting girls and you automatically attract girls? Okay, see, no, dude, no. So yes, work on yourself. I say this all the fucking time, work on yourself. But just working on yourself and doing the MG Tao thing and completely ignoring women and women just gonna fall out of the sky. I get those guys later on who spend so much time working on their careers when they're, if they're a computer programmer or something, not around women, never seeing any women, not working on their social skills. They come to me for advice all the time where they're in their late 30s or even older, and they just haven't spent any time focusing on women. And socially, they're not as where they should be. And yeah, they come to me for advice. So yes, you need to do both. You need to make sure that you're going for the things that you want in life. And if you want a high quality girl, you be doing the things to meet a high quality girl. And that's what we're talking about here. I stutter too, talking louder and slower. Yes, talk slower. I talk fast. Me and Adam talk super fast. Talk slower. All right, guys. Nobody write any more questions right now. I'm going to get through all of them. And if you want Adam to answer some of your questions, write it down and save it for tomorrow. But yeah, no more. Don't write down any more questions, and I'm going to make it to the end, so that way we can start. Again, the assignment for today was to make sure that you get on those dating apps, swipe until you're done, and if you have some matches, start messaging them. Can I attract older women if I live with my parents and they do see my potential? Yeah. When I live with my parents, I was still dating some other women. That could explain why there's so many people in the mainstream telling people not to. Yeah, dude, the mainstream is largely is like it's family and feminine dominated. It's not male friendly. Matthew Hussey, who Adam trained, is the biggest dating coach in the world. He's on fucking Good Morning America all the time. He's got a regular spot on The View. How many male dating coaches do you think are going to be on there? Fucking zero. They had Mystery went mainstream for a little bit, and so angry that that was the guy who was going to be the spokesperson for all the dating coaches. But I still love the guy. Anyway, he was laughed at pretty much every single late night show he went to. Okay. The mainstream does not want men to be successful. So you have to kind of ignore it and do your own thing when it comes to this sort of thing. The only thing they want men to do is be a strong father, which is important. But yeah, they don't want you doing a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. What kind of stuff do you put in dating app prompts? Yeah, just answer the questions and try and be playful. And I try and think about, people always think about themselves too much when they're doing the bio, when they're doing the profile. Don't think about yourself. The other person does not give a shit how good of a, you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu or whatever. She's fuck, dude. She cares about how you're going to make her feel. Okay. Can you please give me some more examples of effective bios? Yeah, I gave you some examples there. I actually got a list of them, so I'll just give you a bunch of bios tomorrow. But write whatever you got for now, and then we'll cover that next lesson. Your take on trauma release, maybe stuff that has worked for you in this area. So, okay, when we're talking about trauma, this is a big thing that I work on individually with my students when I have more time with them. And a few people on this call, I might have done a little bit of that with them. What you want to do is you really want to ask yourself why. Like, what is your core fear that you're really afraid of? And if it's a moment in life that caused that for you, then you need to ask why that bothers you so much, what you're truly afraid of, because it's permeating in your everyday life all the time. And unless you truly face the baseline fear that you have, you'll never be able to conquer it. People try and deal with it in different ways, and they try and mask it and push it down, but they never really face it. And if you don't do that, it's going to be impossible to create lifelong confidence. You're just not going to be able to do it. So yeah, start by asking why. I don't know what kind of trauma release you're talking about, but start by asking why again and again, and start by truly facing the fears that you have when it comes to that trauma. If I'm going to get a woman to respect me, can I call them out on their BS? Like if they're being rude, can I say, I don't like how you are disrespecting me and you need to teach yourself some manners? Like, is that high value or no? No. It started out kind of, no. Short answer to that is no. The most I'll do if a girl's being out of line is I'll be like, whoa, like, let me finish. Or, like, hey, well, I don't think we don't need to be here right now. Let's go back to do something positive. And if she still wants to be negative and talk to me about it, then I just won't talk to her. Okay. You're never going to win by lecturing somebody. I mean, you've probably had a girl who's like, you need to treat women XYZ way. Does that ever get you to change your fucking opinion? No, it just teaches you this girl's a bitch. That's all it teaches you. Same thing's happening when you try and lecture somebody. Don't ever try and grandstand or to tell somebody how they should or shouldn't act. It's your decision whether you want to be with that person anymore. And try and steer them into the right directions. But you're not their mother, you're not whoever, and acting like that can sometimes go wrong. What would be high value, though, is if she interrupts you, be like, whoa, let me finish. Just that. That's all you need to say. You don't need to say, hey, let me finish. You need to stop interrupting people because interrupting people is rude. That's not okay to do. Like, you don't really gain a whole lot. Talking down to her might turn her on actually for in that brief moment. But she's going to hold resentment towards you for doing that in the future. And so just stopping it and moving towards something positive is enough. That's actually pretty commanding, authoritative, and good leaders do that sort of stuff. Why most men are feminine now.
why do you limit the ages of your clients to be above 21?
Okay, usually I do that because 18-year-olds have no fucking money. Like they don't have any money. They can't invest in themselves. They just want as much free advice. And like me and Adam talked about, 18-year-old guys, like they want us to give them all the baby steps, but they're not willing to do a lot of the work. And so I've worked with some 18-year-olds that have actually worked, but usually they were motivated guys. They had a second job or something like that. They found a way to get the money to me, and they did fucking great. Like they killed it. That's in the minority. The other 95% usually just complain about how shitty life is for them, and they don't do anything. And then on top of that, they want everything for free. So I just waiting for guys to get a little bit more mature until they hit 21. But some guys who are 18 years old or I think you guys are looking pretty good. But typically in my form, I usually just get guys trolling for free information, and they don't want to put in the work, and it was wasting so much of my time that I just decided 21 was going to be the cutoff. So it's not a strict rule or anything like that. Cool. All right, you guys. So, dudes, that's it for today. And I really want to make sure that you guys come tomorrow because we're going to be showing you how to text these girls. We're going to be showing you how to meet women in real life. Again, it starts at 12 p.m. Central tomorrow. That's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm planning to make this 4 hours long. Whatever questions you have, we'll be able to answer them then. I want to make sure that I have like real-time problems solving for you guys. So if you guys are like messaging girls right now, you're having trouble, maybe you're not getting as many matches, I want to talk about those sorts of things. And I also want to make sure that you guys at the end of this know exactly what to do hold on, I'm getting a call right now. You guys know exactly what to do once you've met these 3 quality women to take it further. Okay, so we're going to be talking a lot about that tomorrow. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Start the dating profile. Let's make headways and let's start meeting some high quality women. So other than that, if you guys have any specific questions about the timing or anything tomorrow, feel free to reach out to me. You guys all have, I believe all of you have some way to contact me or contact Adam or Eve. Yeah. Other than that, great job, you guys, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Yeah.